just take those from you? Thank you. How you doing, buddy? This is Doug. Nice meeting you. What's your name? What's your name?
Vince.
Yeah. Hold my hand. Give me my hand back. Buddy, come and stand right here. Let's get a picture with you. Let's get right in there. Come on.
Oh my God. Thank you, Orioles. Thank you, Make-A-Wish. It was a really fun day.
Yeah, you think he had a good time?
No. Wow. Huh?
Well, you know, it's funny. I mean, I kind of have a place a couple of miles from Costa Mesa. And so I said to his dad, I said, why the Orioles? And he said, well, I grew up as an Oriole fan. And he said, no, Vincent didn't have a choice.
There you
But
go.
boy, what a great time. You know, I had a chance to meet him. And you see his eyes.
Came up to the booth.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to stay there for the whole game, which would have been perfectly fine. It was great. And there is Austin Wentz, who gave him that bat that he carried around with him. The Buck was asking, where'd you get that from? That was great. To the Orioles production team, great job. I mean, they produced that piece, and it couldn't be any more professional or nicer than the job they did right there. That was great.
Yeah, he'll never.
Take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 73 degrees and perfect weather here at the ballpark again tonight. Let's play some baseball on Bark Night at the park. Now that's a big dog. Take a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Mullins, Villard, Mancini, Jones, Davis, and Nunez. Beckham, Joey Rickard, Caleb Joseph. Last six, Chris Davis heating up.
Is he ever? And he'll face Mike Leake. Mike Leake, you know, again, I mean, he's not an overpowering guy. He's going to top out about 88. He did pitch against the Orioles, and that was right after his last win, which was the 23rd of June. So he pitched the end of the month. Manny Machado hit a home run. Chris Davis hit a home run. But again, he's got cutters, curveballs, changeups, under 15 pitches per inning, and you don't see that very often. He's a command guy.
Pronounced ground ball pitcher, fifth most ground balls in the majors. 23 ground ball double plays on top in the majors as well. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Opponent batting average a little bit high. Pitch will be taken outside. Mullins leading it off. Switch hitter for the Orioles, back in the lineup with a right-hander on the mound. For Cedric, he's had the 1 for 5 and a walk here in this series. Ground ball towards second base. D. Gordon will hustle it over, and they will get the out on Mullins on 3 pitches.
Yeah, take a look at their defense. It changes every night. Span, as he was last night, back in left. Haniger's in center. Gamble, the flying Gamble, out and right. Seager getting to play tonight. Segura, Gordon, Cano. Last night he played third, and Zunino back in the lineup. Caught the first night here.
Of course, Cano, all the times at second base he has played there, now ends up being a first baseman, third baseman, second baseman for the ball club. It's a 6th start for Cano over there at first base. So really getting moved around after coming off the suspension. And they move him around before that pitch. He gets instructions from the bench. He's not carrying one of those cheat cards. It's not a cheat, but one of those cards tells him where to play. He just looks over to the bench, since the bench is right there, and they position him. Here's VR. VR will go towards center field. Line drive. That'll stay up. Hauled in. Haniger's got it. So right away you can tell the Orioles know what Jim was talking about. This guy throws a lot of strikes, go up ready to hit.
Yeah, and a little hanging curveball. And then when you're going well, you talked about the 281 average, almost the same righties lefties. Home runs are a little bit different, where the righties hit more home runs, 16 of the 21. But that's a good at bat, just a bad result for VR.
So 2 quick outs, and here's Trey Mancini. Trey will take a breaking ball away for a ball. 3 for 5. 3 hits for the 9th time this season in the ball game last night. 19 3-hit games in his career. Right into the shift. Gordon. Well, the averages, as Jim said, under 15 pitches per inning. He's gonna lower that in that half inning. Nice kerchief, scarf, bark night at the park. Pug up tops, just want to see some hits. Let's go. Get the offense going. Here's the lineup for Seattle. Hannigan, Segura, Cano, Cruz, Span, and Seager. Gamble, that right fielding man. And Zunino and Gordon Cruz. Look at those against the Orioles on 58 of 62 games.
Yeah, hitting almost 400. So Andrew Kashner trying to get back on track. You know, he pitched his last game, lost in Kansas City. He said it was maybe the worst stuff he ever had. But he did a couple of home runs. Changed the game. Did not have a good breaking ball. Can throw. His average fastball is 93.5, so it's about 5 miles per hour harder than Leake. But the difference is he throws over 17 pitches an inning, and Leake is under 15.
7 pitches in that first inning for Leake to get out of it. Haniger with a 16-game hit streak, the longest current streak in the majors. Ashner's delivery will be down the right field line. Haniger's had 3 for 12 lifetime off the Orioles starter, and one of those 3 hits against him, a home run. He's had a couple of hits and 8 at bats in the series. The homer for Kashner has been a problem. He's given up a lot of them here this season. Has 21 total, 13 hit by the lefties. Breaking ball will miss down low. He gets 65% of leadoff batters out. Decent number. He'd like to be up a little higher. Right-handers have hit that big 296 off him. That's a big average. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And a check swing first base. Will be in foul territory, handled by Mancini.
Take a look at the Oriole defense, and it also changes from night to night. Rickard in left, Mullins in center, Jonesy in right, Nunez, the big home run last night. Beckham gets to play again. VR played shortstop yesterday. He moves to second. Mancini over at first, and then Caleb Joseph gets to catch tonight. Caught Monday night.
Number 2 in the lineup, Segura. 286 lifetime average off Kashner. He will get the strike at the knees down the middle of the plate. Segura has not had a hit here in the first 2 games. Gone 0 for 9. 231 on the year for Segura against the Orioles. Pitch will ride up and in. For Kashner, he has had a start this year against Seattle, non-decision. 3 runs, 4 hits, 6 innings. That was back on June 25 against Seattle. Game the Orioles lost 5-3. And that pitch is going to miss down low as well. Lifetime 2 wins and 4 losses against the Seattle Ball Club. Kashner's lifetime ERA is 4.09 in the games against him. And that one's going to be a base hit. So he does get his first hit of the series. Segura's on with a 1-out single.
Yeah, any slump, the quality hitter he is going to be a mini slump. Came into 320, dropped to 315. That went up probably a point, maybe 2 points. Hittable pitch, line drive hitter, occasional power with 9 home runs. Does exactly what he can do all year and has done.
So Cano will stand in. Robinson Cano in the number 3 spot for the ball club. Picked up right where he left off, coming off the suspension. At first base, Segura. He'll be held. Pitch will be taken for a strike. Low and on the outside corner. Base stealers 5 for 12 off Kashner.
And Segura with 20 out of 30 attempts.
Tried to put one down the other line that time and fouls it off. Now we'll see whether the running game is in play early in this ball game. With the count going to 0-2, the Orioles will now go into the shift. They had not done so. Nunez goes all the way from 3rd to 2nd. Orioles have been in a straight up D.
Yeah, the analytics say, of course, you're trying to stay in double play depth. That's why Nunez will play where he's playing on the right side.
Cano will move away. Pitch taken inside. Cano still with that big average. Lifetime against the Orioles continued here in this series. The 3 for 6, a home run and an RBI off that homer. Runner not going anywhere on the throw over. Not a very big lead for Segura. Let's take a look at our StatCast AI powered by AWS. One and two. And a ground ball slowly hit and foul. Reach for that one.
Yeah, he had a hanging splitter, one of the few bad splitters that Alex got for the only run last night. Gave him an early 1-0 lead, and then Alex walked him, and then he got a couple of hits. So he was 3 for 3 last night with a walk.
Since his reinstatement, he's hitting .288. Came back on August 14. Alex Cobb on the right, who got a win last night. He had to hang on, keep his fingers crossed at the end of the ball game. The Orioles held on to the lead. No, we'll take it. It'll just miss.
Yeah, a little cutter, maybe slider that tried to backdoor. You could see Caleb Joseph trying to get the call. Chad Fairchild. Kind of sound like a remake of Northwest, just starring Chad Fairchild
with Loretta Lynn. That ball off the end of the bat, right field. Adams started back. Jones pretty much in place on that one. And Cano is retired, and there are 2 down. The Orioles invite fans to step into the ring and enjoy WWE Birdland Mania at Oriole Park on Wednesday, September 19, when the O's host the Blue Jays. The special WWE ticket package includes a Birdland Mania bobblehead and game ticket. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/WWE. 2 down, 1 on, and that will bring Cruz up to the plate.
Yeah, if we see a dog dressed up in the Oriole Hawaiian shirt, I'll really be impressed. Well, that would really.
Any dog worth his weight in 4 feet, if he can get to one of those shirts, is going to wear it. There is no question about that.
Torn and tattered, but we're going to encourage people to actually. Do they? They don't. I know they do the. Usually do the dog calendar.
Dog calendar.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing it this year or not.
Ground ball down to third. Will be backhanded. Fair ball. Long throw and a hop, and a nice play. Nunez, I think intentionally, because he was off balance, wanted to bounce one over there. Mancini was able to play it. Nice defensive work. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Aberdeen already 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit during our game tonight. Good luck to you. Hope you can pick up some money, Jamie. So do the Orioles. Hey, Oriole fans on hand, they also have brought the pups here to enjoy the ball game. How about that? That's the same group we had on last night. That woman on the left had a camera, and she was taking pictures of the people to her left because the woman was wearing the magnificent Hawaiian Orioles shirt. It's amazing. 2 nights in a row they've been found. Here's Adam Jones.
Well, wasn't too hard last night. The 9th lowest crowd they've ever had here at Safeco Field. 11 and some change. You can see Leake is not afraid to pitch to contact.
No.
He's going to throw it over. You know, #1 draft choice out of ASU. Actually never went to Arizona Fall League and never pitched 1 inning in the minor leagues. Right to the Reds.
That'll go to center. That's hit pretty good. Turnaround. Adam Jones got all of it, and it'll hit off the wall. Play will be made in by Haniger. Got a chance at second. Ball will get away. And Adam has got a double. Haniger got turned around the wrong way on that. Otherwise, he might have had a play. But again, it's one of those balls hit directly at the center fielder.
Yeah, and then it smoked. You know, there's another breaking ball. A couple of line drives hit in the first inning on pitches like that. He made a great play, though. #1 draft choice. You expect some athleticism. And
Adam just able to hang on to that bag on the way in.
Well, the play is in front of him. You know, as he realized that Haniger got to it as quickly as he did. Put the Jets on, and then the play's in front of you. Decide where you want to slide.
Segura is going to stay close behind him with a shift on against Chris Davis. Chris has got a 3-game hit streak. Extended it with a couple of hits in the ball game and an RBI last night. 2 for 5. He's 2 for 4 off Leake with a home run. And the pitch is a strike. The Orioles had an enormous turnaround in these situations last night. They came into the ball game 1 for 12 on the road trip with runners in scoring position, and last night alone went 4 for 16. Enormous opportunities. Obviously left some base runners, 10 of them. Pitch will be taken down low, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Well, Chris Davis, talking with him yesterday, the interview we did with him, he said, over the last couple of weeks I feel as though I'm finally able to relax a little bit, and I think that's helping me in what I'm doing at the plate.
Yeah, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
The way he talked about it in Kansas City. Swing hadn't really changed, but better results.
And a good pitch down and away.
There's your changeup.
We were talking about Leake and throwing pitches. One of the things, the numbers evidencing that, the highest percentage of pitches thrown that result in balls put in play, he is second in the majors. 22.3% of the pitches he's thrown go into play. Only Bartolo Colon is higher. 1-2 delivery on the way. Adam off second base. Good breaking ball, and that's in there.
Right down the middle.
We have to wait a while, and Chad Fairchild is an umpire who gives the verbal to the guys in the field and a delayed call with his arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much right down the middle, even though I think maybe Chris thinks it's low. But take a look. I mean, it's definitely over the plate. I mean, right down the center. But again, if you think it's low, getting an idea, don't be taking those close pitches with 2 strikes.
Yep. And that will bring Nunez to the plate. Nunez 3 for 13 against Seattle this year. This is the final game these two teams play in the year. Seattle has won the series no matter what happens tonight, the season series, as they are 5-1 against the Orioles. The Orioles do have a chance to take 2 out of 3 here in this one.
Yeah, the last road of victory, 2 out of 3, was against Atlanta. Before that, it was the Mets 2-game series up in New York.
Pitch on the way. Leake bounces that one off the plate. Renato Nunez, bat on fire.
Yeah, this is the big one right there. 1-0 deficit. Warren comes in. Start the 7th inning, hanging slider. Game tied.
And Nunez with a chance for an RBI right here. He has hit only 162 with runners in scoring position this year. Leake's delivery goes to third. Worm eater. Seager's got it. Takes a look. Makes the play. 2 down.
And if you're Mike Leake, you're going, okay, what can I do? Books on him. You know, you saw what happened last night when you hang slider, but when you make a good pitch, a little change up, hits it right at Seager.
Ground ball rate 49.2%. As we said, that is ranked 5th in the American League. The likes of Dallas Keuchel and Kyle Gibson are up there, and so is Alex Cobb. Alex not far behind the leaders in ground ball percentages, as he is 3rd in the league. Here's Tim Beckham. Beckham's played in one of the 3 games, 1 for 3 in that ball game. Jones off second base, much bigger lead now. And And because Adam Jones went so far off the base, Dee Gordon, the second baseman, to the right, started moving in. They had not squeezed at all, and Adam was halfway down to third base on that lead, which obviously can really matter on a hard hit ball to the outfield for a base hit. 2 down. 0-1 delivery, breaking ball chase.
Yeah, the good one. Well, Mike Leake, you know, as we mentioned, it comes up with Cincinnati. Take another look at the slider, and then he really had some good years. Traded to San Francisco, $80 million deal over 5 years with the Cardinals, and then, of course, Lackey went to the Cubs. I believe. Trying to think who it was. Oh yeah, Lance Lynn had Tommy John.
That's going to get down the line the other way, and they were not playing him there, but it will go foul. Had RBI written all over it because he had a lot of room.
Well, you get an idea. If you can throw 81, 82 low and away, and then you throw 88 in, you get these check swings. You know, you're trying to cover the outside corner. If you watch film off of Mike Leake, you know he can throw that ball in his sleep just off the outside corner. He's got a tremendous feel for pitching.
Struggling to get wins, unfortunately for him. The last 2 have been losses to Oakland and Arizona. I'm going to go all the way back to June 23 against Boston, the last time that he picked up a win. 0-2 the count, 2 down. That does not mean he hasn't pitched well. 0-2, 2 away. Beckham trying to get an RBI here, and there's that breaking ball. Wow, how about the movement on that thing? So a couple of strikeouts, both coming in this inning. Leadoff double by Jones goes for naught. The day, and by the University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something greater. It is beautiful, isn't it? Wow. You got the big ferry going by, and then closer you see almost looks like a kayak or a canoe to lower left there. You don't want to get in that wake. Just a guess.
Just
a guess. Seagull's bigger than the boat.
Yeah, for San Francisco, that'd be McCovey Cove.
Yep.
Be out there looking for home run balls.
Beautiful, beautiful evening. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Here's Denard Span. Span, a .360 lifetime average with a number of at-bats against Andrew Kashner. And he has had 1 home run. 0-1 delivery on the way. Came back at 80 miles an hour, fouled right straight back 0-2. I think fair to say the victory by the Orioles in the ball game last night took about the last postseason air out of the Seattle balloon. Today was a very different day when you listened to the radio or read the paper talking about Seattle as far as their postseason hopes are concerned. They needed, still do, a ton of wins. Last night just killed them. And you just feel it. I mean, the ballpark is absolutely dead. I mean, it's dead.
Well, it was almost that thing. You talked about it last night, that they won the first 2 of the 4 game series, and that inability to win on Sunday in Oakland.
Yeah.
That would have gone from 5 games back in the loss column, which is where they are, to 3. They get to play them. You know, both of them have tough schedules. I mean, the only way that the Mariners are going to get back in it is if they win tonight and go on a long winning streak, and somehow Oakland, you know, who have lost some, you know, some starting pitching. So it's, you know, they got 13 guys in their bullpen. They're trying to. They played marvelous baseball.
Yep.
Certainly not expected.
No, it's been a real, it's been a real struggle here over since the All-Star break for this ball club. They've not been able to get it together. The wins they needed. That'll be bounced and go away. Unfortunately, Seattle fans have become kind of used to this, because this is a ball club that has made runs over the years here in Seattle with some really good records, only never to make it into the postseason. And this looks like it is going to be yet another one of those years. Here's the 3-2 delivery on the waistband up the middle. Backhanded, real speedy runner. One hopper, not in time. Big stretch by Trey Mancini, and all VR could do with it, but that speed.
Yeah, if you're a VR, I mean, the minute you're going away from first base, and he makes a nice play. We saw him make a play a couple of nights ago, about as good. Can't get as much on. Made it close. This man doesn't run like he did when he came up with the Twins. But again, excellent play on one hop. Bang, bang, and once again, what, 6 pitches? That's the difference. Leak not afraid to throw it over. Cashner almost looks like he's trying to make the perfect pitch, gets in those deep counts. And
here is Seager. Well, one of the problems that Leak doesn't have is what Cashner does have. He can't get guys to go after pitches that aren't strikes. There's the lowest chase rate going.
Yeah, and that's funny for Lester. I mean, Chadwick, you know, he's had control problems all year long. There's a good changeup.
So the pitches he's throwing, and I think, Jimmy, you're talking about maybe the slider is one of the big problems in that regard. It's not close enough to tempt hitters.
It's a ball out of your hand. I cannot. And then as you go, you know, we have the numbers. I'm going to tell you the batting average. They go up dramatically when you get into the 75 pitch range. 310 when you get into well, actually it's 361, worse than I thought. And then you get a little bit higher, it gets to 310.
Butting for a base hit because nobody was down there with a shift on, but he missed it.
They've seen everything.
Yeah.
I cannot. I mean, I don't want. I like Andrew Cashner. You know, I've seen him pitch really good games, but he would never throw 3 fastballs low and away. He's going to cut it, going to turn it over. You get to see everything he has. So if you do get in trouble later in the game, they've already seen it.
Yep. Yep.
Now the bad hitters, it doesn't matter, but the good hitters, second, third time, you're playing in the American League East. Yankees when they're healthy. The Red Sox best offense in baseball.
Got a 1-ball 2-strike count here. Nobody out. Runner on first base, not going. Boy, do you reach on that one. So you put all that together, and that it tells you why Cashner's pitch count ends up going so high in games. If hitters won't go after his pitches, the ones he's trying to get them to chase, they don't do it. So there's another 1, 2 or more pitches per at bat.
And then what exacerbates it is that this will be his 27th start. In 23 of those games, 3 runs or less. Now, I don't care if you're Clayton Kershaw healthy, it's going to be tough to win games.
Yep.
And the fact that you, because of the pitch count, you leave games that maybe you could have pitched another inning and hung around. And
1-2 delivery in the dirt. Good block made by Caleb Joseph. Other numbers on Cashner coming into this. He is 8th in most walks given up in the American League, 62. The 162 hits he has surrendered is the 5th most. And he's up against a pitcher in Leak who has given up the most hits in the American League at 182. And that will be up, would not go after it. And here we are in one of these situations as the count goes 3-2.
And we'll see if Scott Service will run with Denard Span. I mean, you get in these situations, Gary, 3-2, you got to throw a strike. You need to do whatever, maybe slow down your windup to make, you know, throw strike 3. or at least put him into comment. It's a great running situation.
Runner goes, ball down the line, curving, and it will be foul. Let's take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers. So you were talking about, Jim.
Yep. Well, again, ran the lowest run support, and I mean this. I got it. 74 hurt my elbow. Lost 1-0 in the playoffs. 76. I pitched really well. Still won 20 games.
That's amazing.
Well, don't give up a lot of runs.
Yeah. 3.37.
Well, and I didn't pitch in Camden Yards either.
No. Still, that's 20-game weather with that kind of support. Runner goes again. Swung on, foul tip, and we will do it again.
Should have asked for more money.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got it, but it would have been a nice ask.
Set of analytics, I had Earl Weaver.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep.
He had almost in and out of the glove. Once again, Span running.
Seager's a 304 lifetime average off Cashner. Some of these numbers in this lineup with a number of at-bats by these Seattle players is very high against Cashner. He's got some guys in this lineup over that 300 mark. We've already talked about Cruz up there, Span up there, Seager up there. 3 and 2. Span has gone twice, so that'll draw a throw.
Yeah, I mean the scoreboard already 31 pitches, but it's the 13 balls to 18 strikes. You want a little better ratio.
Infield double play depth. Shift is on. Seager with the 3-2. Runner goes. He's working him.
Yeah, see,
Seager's reached 3 times on pitches.
And you could see he could throw 94, 95. The average fastball, as we mentioned, was 93.
So this will be at least a 10-pitch at bat for Seager. He's fouled off some pretty good pitches that weren't strikes but too close to take. Trying to get one that he wants. 3-2 runner not going, and again off the end of the bat. This will go to left. Joey Rickards out there and will put it away. And Seager's retired. First out. Span back to first. The Oakland Athletics come to Oriole Park September 11th through the 13th. On Thursday, September 13th, all fans receive an Orioles This Is Birdland t-shirt. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Oakland writing one of the great stories of the season yet one more time. As Oakland right now 3.5 behind Houston. Seattle's 9 games out. Houston's putting a drive on. They have won 4 in a row. They've got 86 wins on the year. Oakland 4 games behind in the loss column. Throw over, Span back.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that they, and you saw it last year up until the World Series, that home field advantage in the American League division and championship was huge. Now they led what the American League in wins last year. Red Sox appear to be going to be doing that this year.
Breaking ball in their first strike. Oakland is also the team that Seattle's chasing in the wild card race. Wild cards held by New York and Oakland. Seattle's third, but they're 5.5 games out.
Well, they started talking about the A's $66 million payroll. Now they've added, they've got a number of relief pitchers with Rodney, and I mean, you go down the list. They've made additions, and they've certainly played well. They hit the most fly balls in the American League. So launch angles worked for them. A lot of young players that have gotten better this year. And then the last 43 games last year, Gary, I think they were 23 and 20. So they were better towards the end of the year. Something the Orioles are trying to figure out here. Going to go with young players, hope that they play better, and then you build on it.
And speaking of that, Oriole fans probably aware Craig Gentry has been released from his contract. So out there for another team to pick up, a veteran, perhaps in a post-game drive. In the air, right center field. Adam Jones coming in. Adam will make the running catch. And Gamble, Ben Gamble is retired. He's now 0 for 7 lifetime off Cashner. 2 down.
Yeah, Mullins took a drop step in center, and Adam came racing over.
So 2 away. Span remains on at first base, and that will bring Zunino to the plate.
Yeah, Adam said, how'd you like that dive into the stands last night? I said, it was pretty impressive. Never had to do it in center field. He said, you're actually playing pretty well out there. He said, wait till I learn how to actually play right field. He said, Wayne Kirby's been helping him. Different angles and spin and so forth. Well, it looks pretty good to me.
0-1 count with 2 down. Yeah, I thought he played extremely well out there, and particularly at home where it can be very tough. He's giving Wayne Kirby the thumbs up there, see, because he ran so fast. That's what Adam wanted Wayne to make sure he saw. 0-1 delivery on the way, breaking ball. That'll get a runner down to second base. So Span with 2 down gets moved up.
Yeah, Span said, you know, I on those 3-2 counts of the figured I got exhausted. Now I can just kind of trot down there because of the wild pitch.
Caleb got the body out there. Ball found a hole. That'll be wild pitch number 6 on the year for Cashner. And now a base hit can put him on the board. Span is 2 for 10. Lifetime off Cashner. Here in this series, Seattle has had only 1 hit with a runner in scoring position. They're 1 for 12. 1-1 delivery on the way. Irony of that is they came into this hitting just under 300 over the last month with runners in scoring position. And in these 2 games, 1, they haven't had a lot of chances. 2, Edgar Martinez group, the hitting coach, they haven't been able to get the big hit.
Yeah, they were lucky to able to win 2-1 on the first game.
That'll be in the air again. It'll stay up. Joey Rickards right there, and we'll put it away. So a good job as Cashner leaves that leadoff single Span on, and we will go to the 3rd inning. No score. When the Orioles are hosting the National Federation of the Blind Night in recognition of the 40th anniversary, moving to their national headquarters that are in Baltimore. And the Orioles are becoming the first team in American professional sports, all of American professional sports, to incorporate Braille lettering into their game day jerseys. That's a tremendous idea, and that ought to be a very special night. That is going to be on the 18th. We hope you'll have a chance to get out for that. Ground ball is going to go to short. Joey Rickard retired, hustling down the line on the throw made by Segura.
Yeah, you know, Gene Segura, yeah, we don't get to see him play that much. Only going to play him 7 times this year, but he's got that innate ability to get the ball just over there in time. Knows who's running, knows what he needs to do. Usually runners are out by a step.
Caleb Joseph. Caleb playing in 2 of the 3. Excuse me, had an 0 for 3 in the first one. .1-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be fought off down the line in right field off Leake. Leake does not have a mark against the Orioles. 3rd career start. 7.36 ERA, but no record. 3rd career start, as we said, in this one. So
yeah, you look at his starts. I mean, 7 innings the first one. That's all the way back in April. A 7-inning start in April. In May, 8 innings against Tampa Bay. There's the changeup.
Well, that's a good pitch.
But I look at things like, you know, he pitches against the Red Sox, best team in the American League with the best offense, gives up 5 runs, goes to Fenway and shuts him out. And he does it for 8 innings. So again, this is a guy that's, you know, not always going to be on his game, but again, he can just get you out maybe 3, 4, 5 different ways.
He's out of San Diego, graduated from high school there, went on to play at Arizona State University. And back to the top of the order. Cedric Mullins.
Well, in the old days, they used to say he's the type of guy, and no disrespect to him, you move up in the box.
Get it before it breaks.
Yeah, well, or
0-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike.
Might as well just start the bats 0-2. He's not messing around.
There are going to be a lot of pitches out of the strike zone thrown. 0-2 with Mullins, who grounded out to second base his first time up. The Orioles switch hitter, with the question of will he be a switch hitter when spring training comes next year. He's hitting 176 right-handed, 300 left. Has not started against the last 2 left-handers facing the Orioles.
It got hit. It hit him.
He wants to get down, but nobody's giving it to him.
I think the ball hit his foot.
He thought it did.
Check the back leg. Oh yeah, right there off the toe. Come on, send him down there. You can look at it.
They're asking the other umpire if anybody saw it, as they should. Chad Fairchild asking
Kerwin
Danley to come in. They didn't see it, so they'll challenge.
Hard to see though, because it was just off the left side of the back foot. Right there. I mean, it made a right. Ball to never hit the glove. If you're going to get hit, if you want to get hit by Mike Leake, 82, somewhat softer than.
Mullins isn't even going to wait. He's on his way down right now.
Yeah. Foot moves, ball moves.
Now remember, the call is it didn't hit him. Is there clear and convincing evidence it did? Mullins' answer is, of course there is. That's why I'm down here at first base. Kerwin Danley on the right, crew chief. It hit him.
Yeah, go down and see him. He's waiting for you. Cedric's waiting for you, Kerwin.
5th hit batter by Leake this year. So Mullins is on with 2 down, and now the Orioles' speed comes into play.
Yeah, except that they've only attempted 6 steals and they've been successful once.
Yep.
So I would imagine we're going to see a slide step. You know, gets the ball to Mike Zunino. The Mariners catcher very quickly.
Mullins has not been running. 0 for 1. 2 down. Not moving here. And the pitch will be taken for a ball. Jonathan Villar at the plate. Take a look at the American League West. The AARP take on today.
Well, that'll work this season. 11 for 27, a couple of home runs.
Fastball is going to miss outside. And a 2-0 count. Hang on to your seats. 2-0. Villar, 4-game hit streak. And he has hit Leake 4 for 9. Throw over. Mullins back in the bag. Both managers have to assume this will be a low-scoring ball game, even with the 15 hits the Orioles put up last night. They only won by 2, 5-3, and that's been the story of the season series this year. Close games. 2-0 delivery on the way, and a big swing and a miss.
I think it's hard to tell. I think that was a fastball, but it was down in the zone, and Jonathan chased out of the zone. A little anxious. I mean, home runs Monday night, home runs Sunday, opposite field. They pulled it off the foul pole here in Seattle.
Teams have played 3 one-run games, 3 two-run games. Orioles have a win in one of those 2-run games. Diving, stop, Gordon, not in time. Beats it out for an infield hit. D. Gordon with an outstanding stop, but that's why you run him out, and Villar can do that.
Yeah, really nice range. You know, when played center field early on right here. I mean, go get it, but you could see him slide, and by the time, you know, a little moisture in the air here, and bang bang. Nice play by Robinson Cano, scooping it up.
Seattle having their video people take a look. That's why we're waiting. Ooh la la.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough to change. Certainly
not enough to challenge is the decision. So the Orioles had another good piece of base running right there. Mullins, Cedric Mullins at first base with that ball going towards the right field foul line. He just motored around second, never stopped.
Easily.
He
could really run.
So Trey Mancini will get a chance here. 2 down. Lined out to second his first time up. First and third. Runner goes. Will they throw? No. Stolen base.
Well, that's 10 out of 11 here. 14 out of 16 with the Brewers. So that's 24 steals.
So VR is on now. 2 in scoring position for Trey. Mancini. 1-0 count. Leake's delivery will be fouled off the fists and out of play. Here's a big chance for a hot hitter with a 3 for 5 in last night's ball game. He has struggled all year long with runners in scoring position as far as the whole number is concerned, but since the All-Star break he's been one of the best in these situations for the Orioles. 1-1 delivery. Leake's breaking ball away.
Well, he was hitting for the majority of the season, first 2.5, 3 months under 100. So it's come up dramatically. I think one of the numbers with Mike Week, 289. So the league average is around 255. So he's 34 points above the league average.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Got a ground ball to short. Segura. That's what Leake does. Big outs, ground balls. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. The Orioles leave 2 in scoring position. They've left 3 so far. The first pick 2019. Here from Baseball America are the rankings for high school players. Bobby Witt, yes, the son of the former major leaguer Bobby Witt. He's a shortstop. There you see the scouting report. C.J. Abrams, a shortstop out of Roswell. U.S. plus runner, left-handed hitting shortstop. Riley Green, outfielder out of Florida, arguably the best pure tool player in the high school class of 19. We'll take a look at the college thing in a minute here. Those are just the high school players, top 3 ranked by Baseball America. Pitch is taken down low. Now you go to the colleges, and you got Rushman, who's All-American honors out of Oregon State. Big catcher who also played football. You got Shane Langeliers, ground ball, chop foul. Now for Langeliers out of Baylor, first team freshman All-American. Strong summer in the Cape Cod League where they thought he was the best catcher, even though he was also the youngest. And Josh Young, a third baseman out of Texas Tech, stepped into the Texas Tech lineup, earning All-American honors. Those are the top 3 high school and college. Bunt, Nunez, and another fine play to get him. Gordon is out of there.
Well, anticipation, and again, you know, you play the infield for Buck Showalter. You got Bobby Dickerson, your tutor, a third base coach. You know, again, they bring you in. Right here, a nice release. You catch it, you transfer it, you throw it. So that's 2 games in a row. This time B. Gordon doesn't bunt it to Caleb Joseph. Last night it was Austin Wynns. Still the same result. So nice defense, anticipation.
The improvement we keep talking about for Nunez at third base defensively.
Well, you know, you go back to what you were talking about, the potential, and there'll be other names that come in certainly into the draft possibilities. I'm looking at Manny Machado, number 3 player in 2010. So it took him 3 years to get to Baltimore on a limited basis, 51 games. 283 took 2013. So it takes sometimes a little bit longer. You know, and you look at Benintendi, but out of the University of Arkansas, number 7 draft choice. He's in the big leagues in what, about 2.5 years or 2 years?
That's short.
Yeah, well, but some people, okay, which way do you want to do it? Make, you know, take Bobby Witt Jr. if he happens to be the guy. Maybe 2 to 3 years. Get a college catcher. You never know.
2-1 delivery to Haniger. Put him in the air, right center field. Mullins going back. He'll be at the warning track. He'll look. And goodbye home run. It had just enough. Haniger delivers the long blow. A 17-game hit streak for him. And his 2nd career home run off Andrew Kashner, and 1-0.
Yeah, that ball was belted. You can see the 24th of the year, and you know, you got to hit it to get it out here in right center. We saw him hit a triple on Monday night. Good pitch to hit. Looked like maybe a high slider, and doesn't quite get in the stands, but it's over the wall. Came over with Segura from Arizona. I didn't see Jerry DiPoto, their GM. Can you maybe run me by how you got these 2 players?
Really?
They did give up Marte, the shortstop, and Taiwan Walker. But boy, they've gotten better at that deal.
0-1 delivery to Kashner, fouled away, so that home run ball continues to bite Andrew Kashner. 22 home runs surrendered by Kashner. Each one is a new career high that he has surrendered. And Haniger, as we said, continues the longest hit streak in baseball for the moment at 17. Segura will drive that one down the line and right, and there'll be no play. It'll end up in the seats. So 1-0 lead on hit number 3, picked up by Seattle in the ball game, coming with 1 down here in the 3rd inning. 0-2 count on Segura. Base hit, first time up, takes the pitch inside. The 9th most difficult batter to strike out in the American League, standing at the plate right now. 1-2 delivery to him, chopped to third. Nunez had a backup bobbled. Nice recovery and a nice stretch as Mancini keeps the toe in the bag.
Yep. Well, he chose to take a step back, and that's because of the topspin. And again, it's a reflex position, hot corner, whatever you want to call it. Boy, and you got to make some split-second decisions. Do you come in, got the feet set right there? He picks the hop up, and there's that bobble you talked about, able to snare it. Boy, what an improvement. And then Trey Mancini. So there it is. Easily could have been an error, wasn't it?
A dramatic difference in his defensive play. I think fair to say, I mean, for all Oriole fans and for the organization, you're taking a look at people here. Who's impressing you? I would put Jonathan Villar at the top of the list among position players as someone who's been the most impressive, not just because of his defensive work, but with the speed, aggressiveness. And then I would not have thought Nunez would have entered into that kind of a picture in the first month, but he does now.
Well, what they've done is take the scouting report, good bat, bad glove, and change that. They change that dynamic. Now,
ball's going to go to left center. That's going to come back towards the gap. It'll fall in. Mullins with the speed cut it off, but no chance on the throw into second base. Cano's got himself a double.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. I mean, it's almost like, you know, we were kidding about it. You look around if you're a good hitter, and then you hit it where they're not standing, and he's been able to do it. And he drives this ball. Again, it's in the middle of the plate, so it's hittable. Again, you can just, you know, he knows where the bat head is.
Is he one of the most relaxed players?
Yep.
When he fields, when he hits, everything is so loose and relaxed for him. He has so much natural talent. So he's on with a double. Cruz will get an RBI chance. Cano's lifetime average 330 against the Orioles, 11th highest among active players.
You know, and the other thing about Andrew Cashner, if you were a young kid and you were 6'5", 235 pounds, they would tell you, just watch his windup. Now, I just don't think he hides the ball. He starts open. Now watch, there's no deception, doesn't turn his left shoulder. They see everything. Now, so again, it's great if you make that kind of pitch, but when you get it in the middle of the plate. So again, deception is such a big part. You know, the guy can throw 93, you pick the ball up, and it's like 91 or 90. You can throw 93, they don't pick it up, it'd be like 95 or 6.
4 hits off Cashner in the ball game. Cruz grounded out first time up, 2 down. 1-1 delivery, breaking ball is going to miss down low. An RBI chance for Cruz, another one of the Oriole nemesis. Even though he played for the Orioles, he's done a lot of damage against them. Batting .350 against the Orioles. He is 3rd in average against the O's among active players. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Runner off second base, up and in at 85, 2-2.
There's the changeup.
Cashner trying to find that 3rd out.
Yeah, the other number that really went up, you know, last year 11-11, got him over 5 runs a game down in Texas, 170 runner in scoring position. Came into the night at 312. That's a huge jump.
Big high, very, very up.
But again, 170 is not that's an aberrational number. We saw it with a number of players. Bud Norris came over 185, 115 games. There's no way you're going to do that back-to-back years. I don't care how good you are.
3-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be down the line and again foul. Cruz coming in among the home run leaders. He is tied with Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, and he both have 33 home runs, tied for 5th in the American League. Chris Davis of Oakland on top with 40. JD Martinez 1 behind him. 3-2, 2 away, a run in on the homer by Hannigan, giving Seattle a lead. Cruz trying to get another. 3-2, rips it foul. Nelson got a way around on it, but it's just a long, hard foul ball.
Yeah, well, you say to yourself, if you're mounting, I mean, there's your Mercedes pitch count. And that one, number 7, was up and in. It wasn't like it was out over the plate, and he smoked it foul.
Among the DHs, 2nd in homers, 2nd in RBIs. Bounce, good stop, and he's on with a free pass. So the inning continues and the pitch count continues to climb. First walk surrendered by Cashner.
64 pitches already.
And that will bring up Denard Span. Span had a base hit, ended up at second base and was stranded there. He is the 8th best hitter, average wise, with runners in scoring position in the American League, hitting .333. Amazingly, there are 3 guys hitting over 400 still with runners in scoring position in the American League. They are JD Martinez, who's the leader, along with Joe Mauer. They're both hitting .406. And Gurriel with Houston is hitting .400. But this time of the year to be hitting .400 with runners in scoring position is really abnormal. 0-1 count on Denard Span. Cano big lead at second. That will be taken down low. Cruz on at first.
Well, what you have last year, I mean, Adam Jones ended up at what, 361. Trey Mancini 340. Jonathan Scope is just right in that neighborhood.
Orioles had it most of the year, had either 3 or 4 in the top 10.
Ended up at 287 as a team after hitting 220 the last month. Tells you how good they were going into September.
Cashner on a pitch that hits the corner. And Denard Span with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Span increasing that big .360 average against Cashner that he had coming into the ball game. 1-2, 2 away. 1-0 lead on the homer this inning by Haniger. 1-2 bounces, runners stay. Caleb Joseph kept it out in front.
Take a look, a little block. I mean, that's pretty routine because of where it bounced. We've seen balls in this series bounce front edge of the plate, off the back edge of the plate.
Cashner with a 4-13 record. Start number 27 on the year. Runners off first and second, the 2-2. That's going to get away. Runners stay, though. Not going to take a chance. Cano doesn't want to make that third out going into third base. And the count goes full, especially when he can take off on this pitch anyway. So 3-2, 2 down. Big pitch. Seager waiting on deck. Span with Seattle, hitting .291, 75 games, 6 homers since joining the team. Nobody there, just a look back.
Yeah, well, you got runners at first and second. You're already down 1-0. They don't get a lot of runs. The guy on deck, 300 hitter against you with a couple of home runs, hits you better than anybody else. And again, this guy hits you pretty well.
3-2, runners go, and they're loaded. So consecutive walks load him up for Seattle. For Seager. And that'll bring Roger McDowell out to the mound. These games for Cashner are torturous affairs.
Yeah. Well, just imagine if you're playing behind him. You know, you're kind of on your heels.
Haniger got the home run with 1 down to give him the lead. Segura grounded out, and then you got the Cano double and back-to-back walks to Cruz and Span. And Seager at the plate. Seager has 1 grand slam this year. He has gone 4 for 12 with the bases loaded this season. He's had more chances with the bases loaded than any other Seattle player.
Yeah, and 14 of his 20 home runs from this side, but only a remarkably low 195 batting average.
Pitch will be in the dirt, blocked. Orioles have the shift on with Nunez hanging closer to third because you got Cano, the base runner, over there, so it's kind of a modified shift. Now they're going to move Nunez even further over towards the middle. 1-0 count, 2 down. Kyle Seager waiting on it and drills it right at him. Mullins there, and he's got it for the out. Seager hit it on the button, but right at Cedric Mullins. So 1 run, couple of hits, they leave him loaded. Seattle up. you. Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. The world famous Space Needle with an all new top to it. That glass that reaches out, you can stand on it if you dare. Let's take a look what's gone on here. We welcome those of you joining us, having watched the Nationals game as the Cardinals won it 7-6. Haniger's had the home run, just got it. 1-0 lead. Adam Jones, big double in the second, chance to score, couldn't get him in. Andrew Kashner, starting with the Orioles, just got out of bases loaded jam. The only run, the Haniger home run.
Yeah, Mike Leake doing what he usually does. I think that's pitched 39, got 9 outs, and only 38 pitches, 26 strikes coming in, 12 balls.
Leake's delivery down the line, and that will be foul. Orioles, Adam Jones, leadoff double in that second inning. The Orioles couldn't move him up. Davis, then Nunez will be up against Adam. Tough year against his former franchise. 3 hits and 22 at bats against Seattle this year. Leake with the 0-2 delivery on the way and got him to chase one away. A lot of strikes.
Oh yeah, well, that's what he does. As we told you, 14.9 pitches per innings. I mean, his career is 15, so it's just not an aberrational year. It's not something that just comes out of the blue.
0-2 on Adam. Defense pretty much straight up on Jones. Breaking ball away. Did he go? No. Here in this ballpark for Mike Leake, he is 5-7 lifetime. Adam held up. 18 game starts here at Safeco. 4.12 ERA in those games pitched here at home for Leake. He's 91-86 in his career. 1-2. Adam got one he could hit. Pull the hands back. Gets a base hit. It'll be played by Span. 2 for 2 for Jones. And again, leading off an inning, he's on.
Yeah, the opportunity. And we talk about when a lot of your guys have been traded. Trumbo hurt. Again, when you get these opportunities, especially the leadoff doubles, not being able to advance them, at least put pressure on their defense and Mike Leake. See if that changes here in the 4th.
So Orioles again given a chance by Jones. Chris Davis coming up, called out on strikes his first time up. Chris with a 3-game hit streak going, and a fine stop made Zunino on a pitch. A lot of motion down and in towards the back foot. Orioles since the All-Star break, it has been all or nothing run wise. In the games they have lost, the Orioles have averaged just over 3 runs a ball game. In the games they have won, they've averaged over 8.5. Unfortunately for the Orioles, most of those ball games, 29 of them, have been losses. 1-0 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken outside. So Davis gets ahead on the count, 2-0. Designated hitter for the Orioles. Had a couple of hits, 6 at bats in this series here in Seattle. Leake's delivery to him. He will catch the corner. 88, a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Chris.
Yeah, a guy that can get you out comfortably. Randy Johnson when he's pitching here. I mean, a lot of guys they're not comfortable overs or whatever. This guy does it with deception and changing speeds.
Came back inside but missed.
So
Davis gets his count.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of cut fastballs. And remember, he did hit a home run in Camden Yards, solo shot.
Stottlemyre Jr., pitching coach, looking on. Leake usually gives them some pretty good innings depth-wise. 3-1 delivery, and he's got a base hit up the middle. So Chris going with it, gets the single, and the Orioles get the first 2 on here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, the quality of the bats for Chris Davis, staying in what started in really in Kansas City. Ground ball to shortstop, doesn't happen very often. So again, nice extension, got the look for a fastball. You can see perfectly hittable pitch at 88 miles per hour down the middle.
Well, let's see what the Orioles can do with this one. They have left 3 on, and all 3 have been in scoring position in this ball game. Orioles 0 for 4. Renato Nunez. Nunez grounded out his first time up. Orioles down by just a run. Leake's delivery. This is where Leake comes up with those ground ball double plays. 23 of them on top in the American League in induced double plays. 0-1 count. Outfield will shade a bit towards left. 0-1 delivery on the way. Back and out of play.
Yeah, we were talking about putting a blood pressure or a pulse meter on players and see if they go up when you get into clutch situations. When you look at Mike Leake, you would sense that, okay, you're on first and second. I'll make my pitches, see what happens, and if I don't, I'll back up the bases and make better pitches to the next guy.
Nunez on a breaking ball, not able to get to it.
And the other thing is, if you sat down, I mean, as Mel Stottlemyre Jr. and Mike Zunino behind the plate and said, okay, this is the way we want to get Nunez out. I mean, we may throw him a fastball, but we'll crowd him, but we're going to make him get out on his front foot, see if he'll chase. And if we got him chasing, maybe we'll come up and in, and he can do all those things.
1-2 delivery. Runners on first and second base. Ground ball foul. Hit it hard. Nunez will just miss it.
Yeah, and there's a sinker down and in. Can't do anything but hit it on the ground.
Nunez just 23, won't be 24 until the beginning of spring training, beginning of the season next year. His birthday's on April 4. Orioles taking a long look at him. He had only 17 games at the major league level with Oakland over the past 2 seasons. Another one of those young signees out of Venezuela. 1-2. Renato Nunez trying to get at least Jones in from second base. Leake takes a little too long and he'll step out. See that gap in right center. One-two delivery on the way. There's that breaking ball.
Yep, and perfectly executed.
So he gets him on the K.
Take a look. I mean, and I do mean perfectly executed. It's the one that goes from strike to ball. You could see it right on the edge. And again, if you're a young 23-year-old hitter, you're a little bit anxious, and it's easy to get them to chase if you make your pitch.
12 strikeouts is the career high for Leake. He's picked up 4 so far in this ball game. One away, Tim Beckham. Beckham will take the pitch away for a ball. Tim, a strikeout victim his first time up. Second opportunity with a runner in scoring position. He had Adam Jones at second with 2 down in the second inning. Now he's got Adam Jones at second and Davis at first with only 1 out. Outside corner strike.
Well, the plate is 17 inches wide, and if you got command, you can take the edge of the ball, put it on the corner, and get it almost 22 inches. And when he's on his game, this is what he does.
1 ball, 1 strike count. In the air, center field. Haniger's there, and he's got it. Runner will tag at second. Jones will move over to third base. First and third now. There are 2 down. Chicago White Sox come to Oriole Park September 14th through the 16th. On Saturday, September 15th, first 35,000 15 and over will receive an Orioles lightweight hoodie. For tickets, Orioles.com. So Joey Rickard will get the chance. Rickard grounded out. First time to the plate. Orioles still trying to find that big hit to get a run in here. First and third, 2 away.
Yeah, they couldn't do it last night till the 7th.
And a swing and a miss on an off-speed breaking ball. Joey Rickard has had a hot bat. Got a 5-game hit streak coming into this. He's gone 8 for his last 21. Hitting almost 400 during that streak. Number. Tough play. Catcher Zunino flips and will get the out. So again, the Orioles get runners on to start the inning, but can't move them up. 2 are left on. 1-0 Seattle.
Yeah, for Andrew Kashner, the two-seamer can get some grounders. Nice play by both Mancini and over at first, and then Renato Nunez anticipating the bunt. High chopper, little topspin, bobbles it, catches it. And once again, Mancini, who worked on his defense early on Monday, getting a chance to play first base and excelling.
Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you here in Seattle. Orioles will have a day off tomorrow, and then they will head to Tampa. Take on the Rays. Dylan Bundy, Blake Snell. Snell, a 17-game winner. Will be on the mound with a 2.02 ERA to open that series up. That'll be on Friday. The Unmasson 2, 6:30 O's extra, 7:10 for the ball game. 1-0 delivery. Ben Gamble up. Gamble out of there and a fly ball to right, his first time to the plate.
Got him from the Yankees. 300 hitter, AAA Scranton, 2 years in a row. Stole some bases. We saw how well he throws and his defense last night. I think that would be part of the analytics, wouldn't you?
I would.
You'd look at teams like the Yankees, the good teams, Houston. They have more players than they can protect, the 40-man roster, and go, okay, who's available? What do they need?
Curving to the seats.
And we know it can be done because we're looking at it right here. Jerry Dipoto doing it.
Played at AAA, came up on August 20 and joined the big club. Gamble, spectacular catchers, and Austin wins twice in the ball game last night in right field.
And then how about the throw at home?
At Davis at the plate. 2-2 count. And Gamble, that one to left field. And not many steps back for Joey Rickert, who's had a busy night in left. 1 away. Our PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, again, Alex Wells, last year the Jim Palmer Award winner. 10 guys all year long out of Australia, pitching well in August. Always good to see that. You always talk about innings, and you got to keep them at a certain point. So again, certainly those numbers don't reflect to me that he's tiring one bit.
Here's Zunino. And the pitch will be taken on the inside corner for a strike. Orioles have said that pitching prospects not likely to be called up here in September of this year because of innings pitched at the minor league level. Ortiz is an exception to that. He wasn't expected to be called up by the ball club, but got here yesterday. But some of these other real good stars in the minors have had good seasons. We'll be watching. 1-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken outside.
Yeah, and some don't have to be protected on the 40-man roster to next year, so you're certainly not bringing them up.
Yep.
I think Zach Lothar is one of those left-handed pitcher. I mean, Keegan Aiken, who had a great year, AA Bowie in that category.
2-1 foul tipped into the mitt.
There is Luis Ortiz.
Ortiz will be used out of the bullpen initially, said Buck Showalter, and maybe would get a start. Maybe.
He was used as a starting pitcher in the minors, so certainly able to do it. Hard throwing righty.
2-2 delivery, and that will be foul back. So Mike Zunino, 1 down, nobody on. 1-0 lead Seattle, 4th inning. Zunino flying out to left field his first time up, 0 for 4 in the at-bats he's had in this series. Cashner with a 2-ball 2-strike count. Each team's picked up 4 hits in the ball game. Both pitchers have been able to work around problems. 5 have been left on by Seattle in the ball game, and the Orioles the same. And all of them for the Orioles in scoring position.
Yeah, hard to believe that this lineup is 12th in the American League in runs scored.
That one in the air to right. Adam Jones. Adams got it. 2 fly ball outs. Two down, nobody on, and that'll bring Gordon to the plate. Well, last night they had the scuffle in the locker room. Made news here in Seattle all last night and then into today, and apparently D. Gordon was involved in that in the clubhouse. That has now become passe. Frustration building up, as happens during the year. It's not uncommon in clubhouses that you have something that ignites a little blow up among a couple of players, and that's what happened last night. And Jim made the right call on it. It was a defensive play made in Monday's game when D. Gordon dropped the baseball in center field.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think I thought I was just messing around with Ryan Healy, saying, "Well, hey, nice catch," and then D. Gordon said, "Well, nice sliding into second, giving him another out." But that's not the way it happened.
No.
But
Here's
Gordon
the
was part of it. Yeah.
That's down the line left field. That could be a problem for the Orioles. It is.
Get it.
It'll bounce into the corner. The speedster on his way to second. He's on his way to third and decides better of it. Good play to get it back in by Joey Rickard. It's a double.
Yeah, just poked it down the line, and of course, when you're a left-handed hitter, you hit it to the opposite field. It is slicing. Target in. Look where the ball is. Whoa, out over the plate. So again, you're shifted. I mean, Joey's over there. That's why he runs. And then what's the spin? And then the minute gets by you, boy, you better hustle because this kid Gordon can run. I think the best play. I was a Yankee fan growing up, and when Yogi Berra in '74. They're not playing well, and Yogi's not happy, and Phil Linz is playing the harmonica in the back of the bus.
Yes.
And Yogi comes in and says, "Really, hey, stop playing that." And we'll get back to that. I knew he was going to hit the first pitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've been a broadcaster for how many years? And you start a story with 2 down.
Too long.
No, not too long.
Well, but
we all do that.
But Cashner, he's pitching around everybody.
He's been throwing 4 or 5 pitches per at bat. What does he do when he gets to your story?
What?
1 lousy pitch. Come on, Andrew. That's $50. Supporting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. 368 walks, $18,400. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. One nothing lead. Fifth inning. Seattle on top. Breaking ball in for a strike. Join us now for the continuation of our series on Yogi Berra.
No, so the Yankees aren't playing well. Phil Lids is playing the harmonica. Mary had a little lamb in the back of the bus. Yogi.
What?
You know it's
what?
Gonna happen. Yeah.
Why are these outs coming so quickly? Just keep on going.
It's Mike Leake. There you go. Thank you, D. Anyway, so Yogi gets on and he said, "Hey, zip it." Well, I can't phrase it exactly. And Yogi's a great guy, but he's managing the Yankees. And Lynn says to Mickey Mantle, what did he say? He said, play it a little louder. Well, they win 47 out of the next 51. So it wasn't a fight, but, and of course he got, Finn, who are you going to go after, Mantle or Lynn's?
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're Yogi.
Oh, Yogi, well, yeah. Mantle sits wherever he wants.
Right, and he can play whenever he wants.
That's right. Trying to bunt for a base hit, fouled off. Cedric Mullins hit by a pitch, stranded, and is grounded out. Well, let's finish the story on D. Gordon then. And apparently what happened was it was D. Gordon and Juan Segura who got into it after Gordon misplayed that ball in center field in the Monday game. And the two of them had pushing, shoving, whatever the heck it was. And some of the other players got involved trying to break it up, and that apparently was the end of that.
Yeah, the word is that maybe D. Gordon, when he got taken out for defense in the 2-1 ball game, might have left early. Somebody said something. And it's not like they're playing poorly.
No.
This is a team that won 76 and 82 last year or 80. So it's not like they're playing badly. It's just that Oakland's playing better, and the same with Houston.
Yes. Fouled out.
And maybe D. Gordon. Of course, they got him because he led the National League in stolen bases.
Well, I would say two things on that is, first of all, generally when a ball player is pulled out for defensive purposes, it does not mean shower, dress, get in your car and go home.
No.
Just generally.
Yeah.
I don't. That's all. And the other thing was they had an 11.5 game lead in the wild card race in mid-June. That ball's going to be a base hit down the line, and now we'll see what Mullins can do with the speed he's got. Off the sidewall, Ben Gamble will pick it up and get it in. Mullins goes to second, and he's got a one-out double.
Well, nice base running because, again, he can turn a single into a double and a double into a triple, but when he got to second, he's already looking at Bobby Dickerson because he doesn't know if the ball is going to do what you're going to see it do right here, hit the wing wall or the sidewall and kick out. So if it goes down along the wall, it's probably 3 bases, and that's huge with one out.
In a one-run game.
Yeah, bring the sacrifice fly into play. But he took a look at Bobby, and that's what you like from your young players. They understand what good base running is about, regardless of your speed.
So the Orioles get another chance. 0 for 5, runners in scoring position. Swung on and missed. Jonathan Villar at the plate, Orioles number 2 hitter, a base hit, and he is flied out. Villar now has a 5-game hit streak going, and the Orioles get another shot at getting this ball game tied up. Each team now with 5 hits. They'll pull the shortstop Segura over close to hold the runner. Big cut, and that'll be foul back.
Yeah, so you can see him, change up to start, and then a little cutter goes up the ladder, trying to stay where they can't hit it hard.
The switch hitter, 211 right and 291 left-handed. For the Orioles, game 32, he has hit 266 coming in, 6 home runs with the O's. 0-2 the count. They are waiting on it. Nasty pitch he gets on top of, fights it off. 15,017 the announced attendance, 15,017. For the ball game tonight, I don't think they count the dogs on Bart night at the park because they don't have a separate seat. It's like a child on an airline. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball the middle, right where the shortstop Segura was playing. Throw is going to get by, and Mullins is going to score, and the Orioles get a break. And the runner will get down to second base. What looked like a relatively easy out, but with Jonathan Villar running, he forced an errant throw.
Yeah, that or I think Cano might have just muffed it. Take a look right here. It's all right. I mean, Villar, you can see him looking down the line. Oh, he just got. He
my.
doesn't play first base. What game number 6? He's not out there early working with Bobby Dickerson as Trey Mancini did. So that's certainly a catchable ball.
Charged initial error on Segura, but I think that I agree with Jim. That's Cano.
Either way, it ties it up, and the potential go-ahead run is out at second.
So the Orioles get the run in, and here's Trey Mancini. Mancini will take the pitch down low, and this is kind of what happened last night late in the ball game. Seattle got sloppy and did not play good baseball. Now, nothing away from the Orioles as they mounted a 4-run 7th inning, got another run in the 9th, but the team Seattle did not play well.
Yeah, they took LeBlanc out after 68 pitches, 6 shutout innings, and went to the pen.
That one in the air to left off the end of the bat. Runner will go halfway. Bernard Span will make the catch, and Mancini is retired for the out. Well, the White Sox are going to be visiting Oriole Park September 14 through 16. On Sunday, September 16, first 20,000 15 and over receive an Orioles replica BP cap presented by DAP. For tickets, go to Orioles.com.
And the White Sox rebuilding here. Rick Rennery has done a nice job playing better as of late.
No RBI in the run scored. The error is still up there in Segura. But that may get changed around to Cano before this is done or after it's done. Adams had 2 hits. Pitch to him will be taken for a strike. May have been a little miscommunication. D. Gordon was covering second base when the pitch was thrown, as though there was going to be at least a fake to second to hold the runner close. He was all the way over to the bag. Well, he's playing close anyway, but generally not going to be standing on the bag when the pitcher delivers. And this time Leake will step off as VR bounces around. This is what Buck Showalter, another thing Buck likes about VR. He causes problems out there with his speed, with the fact that he's aggressive, jumps around, always alive.
Oh, he got
him sometimes.
My goodness.
Did he miss the tag? Gordon had the ball.
You know, if you go back last night when the Orioles scored the 3rd run and he lost his balance because at second base. I don't know if it's wet or not, but I mean, he catches the ball and it just doesn't tag him. He's not in the position.
That's twice.
Yeah, and last night all he has to do if he's in an athletic position is reach over and tag Villar. As it turns out, he gets caught in a rundown. Orioles get their 3rd run. You know, they may take a look. I don't know if they have an angle that would show he's out, but that one didn't. He's called safe.
Kerwin Danley going, let's go. Nope.
Yeah, the lack of footwork. I just don't think you can see anything. But, you know, you can see Scott Service going, wait a minute. I mean, they picked him off. Just tag him. But again, he falls. Didn't have any kind of balance.
That's why Bobby Dickerson teaches coverage of the bag. How you get there, how you straddle, how you take the throw matters. And D. Gordon didn't. And as a result, the at-bat stays alive.
And as you pointed out, he's already playing there.
Yeah.
He's right behind him.
0-1 delivery on the way will be fouled off. So last night, and it's VR again, of course. Yeah. He ends up down there coming the other way from first base into second. Is right there. Like Jim said, reach out, tag him.
But he was off balance.
And now he goes the other way from third back.
But tonight he got lucky because they picked him off. That was John D. Gordon. All he's got to do is catch it, have any kind of balance, and he would fall into the glove.
So the inning should be over. It isn't, and let's see if the Orioles can take advantage of it. Adam Jones 0-2, 2 down. That's going to go to short on a hop, and it's going to go into left field. Turn will be made. VR is going to try. Here's the throw by Span. That's way off the mark. And the sloppy play of Seattle continues. And to the Orioles' credit, they take advantage of it, and they've got a 2-1 lead.
Well, that ball is scorched, but I tell you, VR, he doesn't run the bases right. There's 2 outs. He stops. And then Span doesn't make a good throw. So, boy, they should have been out of the inning. Right here, slider, 1 hopper. Not an easy play, bad hop. He's hesitated. You've got to be going. There wouldn't even be a play at home plate, as it turns out. Span doesn't. He's not even close. I don't know how you can give anybody an error on that ball with that kind of hop.
Another error charged on Segura. So 2 errors in the inning, at least for the moment, both on the shortstop, and the Orioles get another run again. There's no RBI. Ground ball to second, way out there. D. Gordon's throws off the mark, and another runner is safe. As Gordon had an off-balance throw, playing in that position in shallow right against Chris Davis. Now the error will be charged on Gordon, the third error of the inning. And that will bring the skipper out to the mound.
Yeah, boy, again, you could see him slipping around. It's almost like he has the wrong kind of shoes on, but any kind of decent throw, you're out of the inning. But then again, they already picked the guy off.
Wow, this is not to make a pitching change. This is just to try and settle things down a little bit.
And then Gordon, of course, he's late to the meeting.
It's been a good 2 days for D. Gordon.
Well, to his defense, he does play all over, and you know, I never saw him enough in the National League. I know he's a very good defensive player.
And Robinson Cano, same problem as the adage in baseball: you can't hide guys playing out of position. And Cano's not a first baseman. He should have had a play where the error was charged on Segura earlier. Just missed it. 6th time he's played at first base ever, and it's all this year. So the Orioles taking advantage of this. Runners at first and third, 2 down, and Nunez on the breaking ball. Well, if Leake wants to continue the confrontations in the clubhouse, he's got a variety of choices. He doesn't. Just kidding.
Well, you never know really what happened. And
no.
I mean, look at Leake. And Leake's going, I'm still going to throw strikes.
Yep.
18 pitches, 16 of them over.
0-1 delivery, a chopper. It will be foul.
Yeah, Leake wants to pounce on it and get it out himself. He'd rather have it kind of a swinging bunt down the first baseline, catch it, tag the runner, and get into the dugout.
Get me out of here.
Get me out of. Get me a helmet. Get me safe haven in the dugout.
Orioles up by a score 2-1. They have done it in the inning without an RBI, 3 errors, 1 hit. The double by Cedric Mullins, one of those who scored. PR scored the other. Now Jones is over at third base. Davis is on at first. And Leake's got an 0-2 count. And the pitch will be inside.
Yeah, I think that score is going to look at some of those plays. I thought the Adam Jones base hit was, or ball was a base hit. He's probably petting his dog. He brought the dog to the. By the way, the play goes on and all of that. Well, it is dog night here at Safeco.
One-two delivery on the way. It'll be taken down low. 2-ball, 2-strike count. There are no excuses for official scores. Dogs or no.
Must be the night air.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to come inside. So Leake will take it full against Renato. Count goes 3-2. 2 down. So running at first base will be Davis. Cano is still going to stay on the bag. Why? 3-2 delivery on the way, and a ground ball to third. Big hop Seager over to Cano, who makes the catch and records the out, and a Bronx cheer in Seattle for a defense that wasn't very good. A couple of runs in, 3 errors. recap. Brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Rod Kabako takes a look, mulling over the use of Mullins. How is he going to play into the Orioles' future? And for Steve Molesky, Zach Lothar's strong 2018 season and a fast start and a big finish. You can read all about it. Steve's got the story. MASNsports.com. Jonathan Villar, the Magic Man. You cannot get me out. Even when I do things wrong, you'll do something worse.
Didn't run with 2 outs on contact, still scored.
Got picked off and was safe at second. Amazing performance. Segura. So in that inning, 2 runs, none earned, 1 hit, 3 errors, and 2 left on. And Andrew Cashner comes back to the mound having watched all that with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah. There are your runs, Andrew. Go get them, baby.
Segura will take the pitch outside. He set a base hit and he is grounded out. Segura, Cano, and Cruz are due up, and a 2-0 count. Cashner, no strikeouts, 2 walks in the ball game. Leake has had no walks and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, so remember, we're into the 360 batting average number with the pitch count. Close it in on to 100.
There's a chopper he had to go down to get. Takes a big hop off the lip, off the bag, and the tag is made by Trey Mancini, saving an error that time of the shortstop Tim Beckham.
It's an epidemic.
It is. That defense is catching on.
Yeah, watch him drop his arm a little bit. You know, and Segura, well, you could run, but no, you're not. It might have been safe if you did.
Oh my
well,
Lord.
It's only a pennant race. Hey, why run hard? Come on.
Wow.
And then he almost trips. See, there are no such things as routine plays if you run the out. I mean, that's all. It's so simple.
Jim, that's embarrassing.
It is.
That's embarrassing. That's a really good player.
Well, maybe that's why Arizona traded him here. You just don't know.
Man.
I mean, he played well in Milwaukee, got traded to Arizona. You know, got 203 hits for Arizona, got traded up here. You know, he was about to be a free agent. They signed him long term right away.
Robinson Cano goes after it. That'll be in the Bermuda Triangle area, but a lot of hang time. And Joey Rickert will come over and put it away. And there are 2 down. Discover Siesta Beach in Sarasota, Florida, consistently ranked as one of the best beaches in the world. Plan now at visitsarasota.com. Well, Cashner just hopes the head down play of Seattle continues for another few innings. Here's Nelson Cruz. 2 down, nobody on. Cruz a walk, and he is grounded out. And the pitch will be in there for a strike. So now is the time. Cashner wants that nice quick 1-2-3 inning. Team just got him a lead. Seattle's down. Don't open the door. Cruz will take the pitch away. 1-1.
Yeah, close it in, as we mentioned, on 100 high all the way back in May, 114. I would imagine perfect weather pitch, no humidity. I don't know, what was it, a game time? Probably right around 70-ish.
Yeah.
So get out of this inning if you can. This crew's always difficult, and then book yourself in for at least 1 more inning, and then hope they get some more runs. Doesn't happen very often. Again, 23 out of 26 games, 3 runs or less.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. And in the air, left field. Got under it, way back. He's so tough to get out. And goodbye, home run. If anybody is going to pick up a team that's down, it's Nelson Cruz. He does not settle for so-so play.
Well,
he
there
gets
it is.
the homer.
Yeah, 34. Orioles know what he can do. Hit 40 home runs. The year he played for him, led the American League in home runs. Great guy, field, clubhouse, you name it. Take a look, and just not in enough. You know, Andrew way over on the first base side, really doesn't close his front shoulder. So again, if he doesn't get it in, this is what happens, especially with a guy like Cruz.
So the ball game is tied just like that on the 6th hit. That is home run number 2 for Cruz against Cashner in his career. 2nd home run he's had against the Orioles this year, and the 13th home run Cruz has had against the Orioles in his career. So lead did not last very long, 2/3 of an inning. 2-0 count, 2 down. And that one's hit deep to right field. That's way back. Span. Goodbye home run. Back-to-back homers. And Seattle leads it by 1.
Well, a couple home runs in Kansas City, and then 2 here in the 5th as the pitch count gets by 100. And I mean, good pitches to drive inside middle. I don't know, too many lefties don't like it down and in. All they got to do is get the bat head to it, especially in this ballpark, short porch and right.
Cashner just cannot keep the ball in the yard this year. 3 home runs off him here in this ball game, and he is out. 2 outs ago, he had a 1-run lead. Now he's down by 1 leaving.
Runs, that's the good news, but they leave the ballpark. 2-1 becomes 3-2 Mariners, and he will leave. Now your Jiffy Lube pitching change, quick pitching change, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change, in and out fast, and you never need an appointment. Tanner Scott, hard thrown lefty, and fastball slider pitcher. Righties at 292, lefties he can dominate him. Slider.
And he's got the lefty, Kyle Seager, who will take the pitch down low for a ball. Andrew Cashner over there. What happened? He had not given up 3 home runs since his first start of the year against Minnesota. Given up a lot of them, but this is only the 2nd time he's given up 3 in 1 ball game. The back-to-back shots by Cruz and Span. 1-0 count on Seager, and he will step out. 6-time back-to-back home runs have been hit by Seattle this season. And the pitch will be on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, I was looking at one of their cards. They hit, I thought it was back-to-back the Packers against Oakland, but it might have just been 3 home runs in 1 inning. And of course, Seager can hit home runs, 6 of the 20 against the lefties.
1-1 delivery is foul back. Cruz has been involved those back-to-back home runs. He did it with Kyle Seager and did it with Robinson Cano. So the 3rd time Cruz has been involved in back-to-back home runs, 3 out of the 6. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Seager 1-2, 2 down. Seattle back on top. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a chopper the other way. Nunez with time makes the throw and records the out. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 5. Seattle back on top and a non-happy catch. Red Sox beat the Braves 9-8, 3-game sweep. How about Brandon Phillips? Called up yesterday. 2-out, 2-run homer this afternoon, the 9th inning. He played in the minors the entire year. He's a veteran. Red Sox said he deserves to come up. He wins a game for him. Red Sox overcame a 6-run deficit in that game as well. They're hot again against the National League in particular. Another batch of September call-ups. Blue Jays on Tuesday pushed the number of active players in a jam clubhouse to 32, and there are more expected to join Toronto. John Gibbons said, he was asked, what are you going to tell all these guys who've been called up? And Gibbons says, don't eat too much.
Yeah, leave some for me.
Leave some off the spread.
Oh, John Gibbons.
Tim Beckham with an 0-1 guy.
One of the great guys.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, he probably would have go, well, how about that Vlad Guerrero Jr. guy?
Ooh.
Hit 381 in the minors. Maybe could we please bring him up here? Well, but no, it's not about starting the clock. No. I'll tell you what, you look at some of the numbers. I mean, if you're just a baseball fan, but a Blue Jay fan, you got all these young players in that organization coming, especially Guerrero Jr. A little different body type maybe than his dad, who just got in the Hall of Fame this year, but looks like they got a lot of good young players coming up.
Jim and I were talking about this before the ball game today. Toronto has said now they will not call Guerrero up. 2 months ago, he was a guaranteed call up, and they said the reason he's not coming has nothing to do with free agency or arbitration. After you stop snickering, I will read this for you. The LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute turned to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY. Off to the Rays.
Yeah, well, he did hit 381, and the last time he went 2 games without consecutive hits is back in July 20th to 21st. So he can hit, and Double-A. When he hit 402 in Double-A, he dropped. He slumped to Triple-A. He only hit 336. But then again, I mean, he only struck out 9% of the time, and he walked 9% of the time. It's pretty gifted for a young player.
Oh, my Lord. And the trouble with what Toronto's front office is saying is that when Toronto was kind of in the mix and everybody was talking about it, there was nothing said but that he would be there. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Joey Rickard is on. So Rickard delivers the single here in the 6th inning as the Orioles now will try and battle back. Trailing in this ball game by a score of 3-2. Joey's got a 6-game hit streak with this base hit.
Yeah, just reaches out, and not every pitch that Mike Leake, that's a little breaking ball, throws is low and away. So they've had some pitches to hit, but I think the fact that all his pitches are different speeds. Very rarely you get 288 mile per hour fastballs. Some sliders are slower than others. Mixes in a cutter, change up on occasion.
Joey's high in his career. His hit streak is 7. And he's on at first base with a 6-game hit streak at the moment. 1-0 count, Caleb Joseph. 7 hits for Seattle, 6 for the Orioles. 3-2 Seattle lead. Leak the look, runner goes, foul back. Caleb trying to drive it to right. Run and hit and run. Caleb was looking at that hole between first and second base. He is struck out and popped out. Talking about the loss by Atlanta, they drew a break today because both Philadelphia and Washington lost. So Atlanta maintains its 3-game lead over Philadelphia and a 7.5-game lead over the Nationals. With Rickard going on that last pitch, Leake will make the toss over. Red Sox winning their 97th game today against Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike, another one.
And again, remember, coming into the game, only 1 successful steal out of 6 attempts, so he does hold runners well.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Runner not going. Ground ball to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. They had played Caleb over towards second base, the shortstop Segura, and he put it right through the Tony Gwynn hole, and he's on with a base hit.
Yeah, just probably expecting that Mike Leake was going to be able to throw a breaking ball away, and you can see this is a two-seamer down and in, so he turns on it, but nobody's playing there. Again, this is a pretty fast infield. A lot of room in the outfield, tons, especially the center field, and then fast infield to try to maybe even things up a little bit.
So the Orioles again get the first 2 on. They did this in the 4th inning and could not score. Now they've done it here in the 6th inning, and the ball will get away. Cedric Mullins, leadoff batter. He has doubled and scored, been hit by a pitch, and he has grounded out.
Yeah, leadoff double by Adam Jones in the 2nd. Couldn't advance him, couldn't get him in.
Things in baseball you can't explain. 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight after going 4 for 16 last night. Mullins waiting. The delivery to him will be taken inside. 90, about as hard as he's thrown.
That's it. First time.
Bullpen action. Armstrong up in the bullpen. We've seen a lot of the bullpen of Seattle here in this series, and that would be in foul territory. Well, Sean Armstrong, one we've not seen in the first 2 games. Big chance for Mullins and for the Orioles to get right back in it. These teams exchanging innings with runs. Good speed at second base, not at first, and Rickert and Caleb. 2-1 delivery on the way. Check swing. Not a lot of chances, obviously, for Mullins since being called up. With the runners in scoring position. 3 for 11 coming into the ball game. Good number. Orioles have 2 unearned runs coming out of the 5th inning on 3 errors committed by Seattle. A towering pop-up first base. Cano in foul territory, infield fly rule, and he puts it away.
Yeah, you talk about how casual he can be using a different glove the minute you go over to first. Boy, the way they played, you just don't know. You anticipate every ball hit. Nothing's going to happen. 3 errors on the night.
It's interesting. You don't see an infield fly rule on a foul ball very often because you don't get many chances. But just a reminder to us all, infield fly rule can be applied and was right there on a ball in foul territory. Runners advance at their own risk, and the batter is out.
Really?
Yeah.
On a foul ball?
On a foul ball. Infield fly rule is on right there.
Well, it seemed to me the
chopper down to third, playing in close. Seager, he'll make the throw over to first, and we'll record the out.
Yeah, it just seemed to me the reason the rules is you can't drop it and get a force out.
Right.
You can't do it on a foul
ball. So if it's close to the line and it's a foul territory, and you push the ball back out into fair territory, get 2. WB Mason. Who has the name brand products you love at amazingly low prices? Who but WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Baltimore Orioles. Great to have you with us, Orioles, here in Seattle as these two teams wrap up their season series in a back and forth affair with the Mariners up 3-2, 7 hits each team, 3 big errors committed by Seattle, 2 unearned runs on the board for the Orioles. Cashner out of there. Getting the final out was Tanner Scott. He'll stay on here in the 6th inning. And he will face Ben Gamel. And Gamel will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Mike Wright getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Oh, 1 delivery on the way. Leake still working, of course. The starter with no walks, 4 strikeouts, and no earned runs scored against him. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Lefty got it in. Gamble with a pretty good cut. Gamble against the lefties, 238. 296 though against right-handers.
You know, last year in his first year got to play a little more regularly. You talked about being recalled. I mean, got up 509 times, 11 home runs. Not a lot of steals, 4 out of 5.
Great pitch down on the way to get him.
That's the equalizer. I mean, Tanner Scott, you've seen him, what, about 7 times, I think, strike out the side. And a lot of it's on this pitch. And that's not only lefties. Gamble hits lefty. I mean, you can see it starts on the plate, finishes right on the corner. And again, the fastball 96 to 99, that gets hit more regularly because it maybe a little bit straighter, certainly straighter than the slider.
He's well rested, pitched on the 2nd, just a 1/3 of an inning against Kansas City, getting the out. Ground ball's going to go to short. Bobbled, Beckham bobbled, error.
I'm telling you, epidemic.
Zunino is on. Orioles shortstop with the error.
Yeah, just came up. You could see the little bad hop, and I think Tim thought he had it under control. See how he plays it. You know, again, it's firm. There's the hop. And we saw that happen on Adam Jones' balls. And again, you know, it happened. The ball's hit hard enough. Can't get the hand on it. Didn't anticipate that bad hop.
Moving in at third base with D. Gordon up. Nunez, 1 down, 1 on. Double last time up for Gordon. Also denied on a fine play by Nunez in the 3rd inning, rather, against him. Runner goes. Fouled off. Zunino not a base stealer, and Gordon trying to pump one behind him into right field.
Yeah, they didn't look at the minor league numbers for Tanner Scott, or you wouldn't be starting a runner.
No.
Get thrown out. But this year, I mean, you know, again, all those little 3-inning mini starts last year, 22 of them, really allowed him to have better command than he's ever had in his professional career. 6th-round draft choice.
Oh, 1 delivery fouled away. Beckham, by the way, 19 errors charged against the Orioles shortstop this year. Not good. Leads the Oriole players in errors committed. 0-2 count on D. Gordon. Big hole between 1st and 2nd. Nunez even with the bag at 3rd. Pitch will be taken down low.
Yeah, and that'll be one of the determinations. Again, nobody seems to know who's going to run the Orioles. Whether Dan Duquette will remain, Buck Showalter, whatever it is, but somebody's going to have to say, okay, let's go back and look at the metrics of the Orioles defensively in 2018, and will this allow us to be, at least put us defensively in a position to win games.
Wow. A wild swing and a pitch down in the dirt will get him on a strikeout.
And there's the slider. And Buck Showalter going to come to the bullpen, and great angle right here. I mean, it goes straight down, and so does Badhead, but he doesn't make contact.
So we'll stay with the matchups here. Good job Four batters faced, 2 strikeouts, a ground ball out, and the other reached on an error. Mike Wright Jr. and Haniger will face him with a runner on and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Mariners have the lead, 3-2. Presented by Budweiser, 5-7 at Nick's Fish House in Baltimore, featuring former Orioles outfielder Joe Orsulak and the Oriole Bird. For the complete schedule and more information, go to Orioles.com/trivia.
So Mike Wright Jr. trying to get back on track and scored on the last 4 times. 32 pitches on Monday night, 3 hits in an inning, 4 runs. And then also you can throw in a walk and a strikeout, actually 2 strikeouts.
So Wright with 2 down. Mitch Haniger, home run, 3rd inning, 17-game hit streak, and the pitch taken down low for a ball. Runner on at first base. Zunino reached on the walk. The average continues to climb as the streak continues to go on. That ball game Jim was talking about here in this series, the only one which Wright has faced Seattle this year. 1-0 delivery on the way. Will be hacked back and out of play. Bottom half of the 6th inning. And very much up for grabs. Both teams have had an opportunity to have a lead, and both teams have surrendered a lead. For the moment, at least, Seattle's the team that's gotten it back again. 1-1, Wright's delivery to him, and that will be inside.
Yeah, having problems with a windup, and when you're as big as Mike, 6'6", going left again, coming out of his windup, so the inconsistencies. He had a spell where the velocity went up, breaking ball, everything. I just told him hang in there, try to get a better feel. And
2-1 delivery on the way.
Like
Good
that.
pitch outside corner strike. Good movement on that one.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a perfect slider. Whatever that felt like, boy, try to replicate it. Haniger's looking fastball, perfect slider outside corner, good tilt, something he didn't have on Monday.
Haniger, 12 home runs on the road and 12 home runs here at home at Safeco with that 3rd inning homer. 2-2 count. Runner at first, not going. Off the end of the bat, foul back. A lot of opportunities for each team here in the ball game. 6 have been left on base by Seattle. Orioles with 9 left on already. Beckham the error wants out of this inning. Leaves Zunino is on at first, right where he is. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Henniger will fight off another one. As we've talked about, he will strike out.
Oh, yeah.
Picks up a lot of hits, got a good average, RBIs, but there are the strikeouts to go with it.
Well, I came into last night's game with, what, 124 of them?
And 130.
Yeah. Maybe it was Monday night's game. So. But when you make a mistake, we saw it earlier, he can hammer it.
2-2 count. Manfred delivers to him and came inside. Did he go?
Yeah, take a look, and this is just a fastball at 94. But it's off the plate. Love this angle. Right on the chalk line.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Mancini moves behind the runner at first base. So Zunino will take off. And walked it.
Well, it doesn't get any easier when you pitch around Henniger because you can't command the stop. And Segura's coming up. Better hitter average wide, better hitter runner in scoring position. The only thing he doesn't do is hit as many home runs. Ney, I mean, Scott Service is definitely on the record. If we're going to make any kind of run, whatever, we got to win and we got to start hitting.
Yep.
Because even go back to Monday night, 2-1 win. You know, Diaz came in, closed it.
2 down, 2 on. Segura. That will be in there for a strike. They have had a very bad offensive second half at home. Seattle has. It's been a major problem. Overall, they're 10 games above 500 at home, 39-29. 0-1 delivery on the way to him. Segura pumps it, hit the mound. Unfortunately, stayed true. Play will be made by Villar to record the out. So no runs, an error, a walk, 2 are left on base. Seattle up.
The Orioles trying to get on the board. Pretty routine, except Cano doesn't catch it. And Mullins will score, tie it up 1-1. They pick off VR, and again, Gordon doesn't touch him. That should have been a base hit. They scored it an error. VR comes in, and then after the Orioles take a 2-1 lead, here comes Crew to tie it up. Span on 2 consecutive batters to get Cashner out of the game. Hittable pitches, they don't miss them. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So Mike Leake, an opportunity to win the ball game.
Yeah, pitches well. I mean, does what he usually does. Keeps them in the game. 96 pitches. Look at all the strikes. 40 more than balls. So able to navigate them. And now Sean Armstrong. Again, just got called up. See, you know, last night they had not a 3-2 lead. They had a 1-0 lead And they brought in 6 relievers to get 9 outs, and all of them at least allowed a run. Adam Warren, home run, a couple of other hits. Guys came in, and then the Orioles would take a 4-1 lead and eventually win it 5-3.
Haniger goes from center to right, and Heredia will come on to play in center where Haniger had been, so Ben Gamble out of the game. Here's Trey Mancini. This is the closer from Tacoma this year. He was called up on August 28th. He was perfect at Tacoma in opportunities in the save department. 14 for 14. So we'll get a chance to look at him here.
Yeah,
15 out of 17 total, 14 out of his last 14.
Yeah, different ball, not overpowering, but again, you know, you pitch in those capacities, certainly can handle the heat.
Mancini goes after it. Center field. Heredia just came on, gets underneath it, puts it away. Mancini retired 0 for 4 for Trey as we start the 7th inning. So 1 away here in the 7th. Jones and then Davis will be due up against Armstrong. 3-7-3 for Seattle, 2-7-1 for the Orioles. Seattle's left 8 on base. Orioles have left 9. And the pitch will be taken down low by Adam Jones. Adam a double single, and he's reached on an error. One 0 count. Armstrong over the top with the 94.
Yeah, got a little cutter to go with it, and then a slider to add.
Birthday coming up. He'll be 28 years old next week out of North Carolina. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's going to be a base hit. Adam is on again. So a 3-hit ball game and 4 times up, 4 times on for Adam Jones, and the Orioles again hit the potential tying run on base.
Yeah, and the go-ahead run at the plate. So again, the difference right here, and it, you know, just maybe a little cut fastball. It stays in the middle of the plate, and major league hitters don't miss those pitches. And unless on this ball, on this infield, unless it hits at somebody, it's going by. Very, very firm.
Well, the Orioles will give it a try again. The shift on, double play depth against Davis. Base hit, struck out, reached on an error. So Chris is carrying a hot bat. Try and give the Orioles a chance to get this lead back. That's why the shift is on. Davis will take a fastball at 94, miss inside.
Yeah, I think that's the difference too. I mean, he did strike out against Leake, fooled him with a breaking ball, but I think just tracking, at least seems that he's tracking the ball a little bit better. I don't know if that's because, as he mentioned to you, he's relaxed a little bit.
1-1 delivery on the way to Chris, and wanted long ball.
You can't have an uppercut swing and get to that one, and then you move that ball in about 6 inches. Impossible. And that's just the product of the swing. He starts high, drops his hand, so in 0.4 of a second, it's almost impossible to get back and get the bat head to that pitch.
10 RBIs last 18 games for Chris. In the air, left center field, but it's going to be in the yard. Heredia. 2 down, runner back to first base. Enhance your next game day experience with MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. So Davis retired, 2 down, and here's Nunez. Nunez 0 for 3, 3 hits, 10 at bats in the series. Armstrong, breaking ball, that'll miss.
Well, that's the scouting report. Keep talking about it, and we'll see if he's able to execute. Came over from Cleveland for international slot money, and as you mentioned, really pitched well down at AAA. I mean, last 26 games, only 1 earned run.
1-0 delivery on the way. That's going to be fouled back.
Yeah, that's the cutter at 91.
Career minor league pitcher. He'd only had 39 games at the major league level with the Indians in partial seasons over the last 3 years.
Yeah, you get in 250 minor league games, and from the day you sign, you're going to the bullpen. 251 in the pen. Never started a game at any level.
1-1 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. There's that pitch.
And there's the slider. Well, you'll have to see this. I mean, Scott Service, who manages the Mariners, former catcher. So, hey, we got the analytics. We're going to tell you how to get them out. Can you do it? And that's pretty much what it comes down to at this level.
So Armstrong 1-2, 2 away. Adam Jones over there at first base. He's been stranded 4 times in the ballgame. He's going to be stranded a 5th time right here. Strikeout recorded by Armstrong. 7th inning stretch time, and Seattle looking to take this 3-game set up. Mike Wright Jr. against Robinson Cano as the fans settle back in after the 7th inning stretch. Cano with a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game, and Wright's delivery will be taken outside.
Yeah, this is one of those crunch innings for Mike Wright Jr. You want to keep it close. You want to have a job. You know, really rough August. 9-run ERA.
He'll miss down low, 2-0.
And then, of course, you got to face 3, 4, and 5. But if you're going to pitch for a winning team, behoove you to get him out here. Give the Orioles a chance to win. You got some action in the Oriole bullpen behind him.
Cano facing right for the first time. 2-0 delivery on the way, and Cano hits at the first, gobbled, or at least knocked down.
Ooh.
And Wright gets over to cover, and Cano's retired as Mancini able to recover. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. The world famous public market. Gil Martin's on the left for the Orioles, and Colome for Seattle. Another ball game turned over to the bullpens, as all of the season series has had happened because of these tight games. Pitch will be down low for a ball to Cruz. Home run, 5th inning. has drawn a walk, has grounded out, 34 home runs on the year. Tied the ball game up. Span followed, back-to-back home runs, and gave Seattle the 3-2 lead that they now have. Those homers coming off Andrew Kashner, who gave up 3. All the runs on solo home runs for Seattle. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, foul tipped into the mitt. 1-2 went after pitch up.
Yeah, good slider and then even better fastball. It's funny, the windup, again, it's only what, about 4 pitches in this inning. Much better this inning than last.
1-2 delivery on the way in the air to the gap. That's going to fall in for a base hit. He'll try and make a turn here, go to 2. Here's the throw. Cedric Mullins not in time. Cruz with his second hit of the ball game, 2 for 3, a 1-out double.
Well, we saw it in Baltimore when he played for the Orioles and hit 40 home runs in 2014. He just hits the ball hard. Only Chris Davis has hit more hard balls the barrel. In other words, you barrel the ball over 95 miles per hour since 2016. So a soft single, Cruz hits it so hard it's a double.
And that will be it for Mike Wright Jr. The Orioles go to the bullpen. Gil Martin will come on to pitch. 1 on, 1 down, Span up.
But he pitched for the Mets off and on 3 years, 2 2/3 innings on Monday night, and he actually pitched well. A couple of hits, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. You can see the numbers very good against lefties. And Span looks like he's going to stay in the game, so he's trying to match up there.
So Gil Martin will face Span, who's already had a home run, a single, and a walk in the ball game.
Yeah, 40 pitches on Monday night, so
yeah,
it's a lot of pitches. A day off, and then you're back in action.
Cruz at second base with 1 down, and a 1-run ball game with Seattle up. Denard Span, outfield straight away on him. He'll take the first pitch. That'll be up and in.
Yeah, veteran player that doesn't matter if you're righty or lefty. Home runs lower from this side. Of the 11 home runs, 9 against right-handers, but the average 30 points higher because he can hang in.
Good average, 296 off the left-handers. Strike on the inside corner. Yep. Span backing away on that one.
Yeah, all the good lefties, what they try to do is, I mean, they try to hang in. Front shoulder has to stay in. Use the whole field. If you're going to hit a breaking ball, that was the one actually he should have hit because it hung a little bit. And of course, if you get to 2 strikes, you just kind of battle and try to put it in play somewhere.
Gil Martin with a delivery. That's going to go to left inside out. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Good read by Cruz. A great read by Cruz because he's going to score. And down to second base with the RBI goes Span. and a 4-2 Seattle lead.
I mean, Joey Rickard not that far, but you still got to cut, get the cutoff, man. Nunez maybe should have been a little deeper, but we talked about hanging in there. I mean, it's just off the trademark. And Cruz does get a good read. There, the spin. So again, I mean, not even close to the cutoff man, and that makes it 4-2. But well, you're trying to keep it, 1-2 run ball games. Of course, this is what the Mariners do so well. Now you got another guy in scoring position.
So Denard Span picking up the RBI, is 27th with Seattle, is 55th overall. And he's on at second base. He advances on the throw. Still only one down. Span, their best average with a runner in scoring position, gets it done. Now Kyle Seager with an RBI chance. Shift on against him. 0 for 3 in the ball game. Runner goes. Didn't even look. They should get him. Throw is wide, and he gets in underneath it. Stolen base for Span.
Yeah, I think Nunez is trying to flag it down because it's kind of heading for left field, and then Span, I mean, coming up, he was a speedster. Yeah, if he drops the glove on him, he might have been out. But I think he was more concerned. I mean, huge jump right there. Tag him. I think he was worried about it going in the left field.
Span 8 out of 11. Stolen bases. Now the infield has to move in. That's why that really matters. 0-1 delivery, and that hits him. Gil Martin. Nowhere to go on that one, right at the waist high level. First and third. That'll be it for Gil Martin as the run to the bullpen continues. 2 on for Seattle, a run in.
Kansas City, and he was able to pitch an inning and a hit. Gave up a home run, couple of walks, 3 runs. No fastball, slider, and again he's got to get the breaking ball over. We've seen him throw as hard as maybe 92, 3 with the slider plays. Heredia, who came in for defense, is going to step to the plate.
Runners on at first and third. Span picking up the stolen base to move up. Seager hit by a pitch is on at first. Gamble had an 0 for 3 in the spot before he came out of the ball game. And Guillermo Heredia will stand in. Heredia with the 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Orioles will play a double play depth. Pitch on the way, and a breaking ball is taken outside. Run will be charged to right. So his line is 2/3 of an inning. A run on a hit and a walk. Guillermo Heredia trying to increase a 4-2 Seattle lead. Breaking ball stopped by Caleb. Holds the ball in front. Runner will stay at first.
Well, these are the situations again, and we saw Sean Armstrong get himself in trouble and get out because he was able to pitch to the scouting report. So for Ryan, he's going to have to learn to do the same thing. Ready, up the middle type of hitter, better high ball hitter. Good breaking ball gets him out. The bad one, he'll hit hard somewhere.
That'll be a souvenir down the right field line. So Heredia going after a pitch that was up of Meisinger. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Runners off first and third. Big hole between first and second. Shade Jonathan Villar towards the bag. Throw over to get Seager back. Seattle 4 runs on 9 hits now. The Orioles 2 runs on 8. Keep in mind the Orioles runs are both unearned. 2-1 delivery bunted. Runners coming. Run will score. Flip. Meisinger just got it there in time. On a good bunt by Heredia, scores a run, an RBI, and it's 5-2.
Well, that'll get them up on their feet here because they're happy about this. Struggling for runs. I mean, it's perfect play. Stay out of the double play. How do you do it? Just bunt it. Meisinger will take the only play he has. It's close. You can see Heredia can run a little bit. So Span, who stole the base, sets it up. Conley drives in a run, steals the base. Rickard doesn't hit the cutoff man, so he gets an extra base, and then they take advantage of to take a 5-2 lead.
15th RBI on the season for Heredia, and that will bring up Mike Zunino. Now the runner's on at second base. Infield will shift around. Sacrifice RBI. Good bunt. Zunino 0 for 3 has reached on an error. 1-0 count, 2 down. Chops that one off Caleb Joseph.
Oh yeah. It's like a magnet. Every time he catches, he's going to take one.
One ball, 1-strike count on Zunino. Good pitch, kept that one down and away. There.
Well, the A's lead 8-2 over the Yankees. This is a huge game for the Mariners. I mean, it's still going to keep 5 back.
That's their hope.
Yep. And hope that the Athletics go into a losing streak, which.
Meisinger's delivery will take the count to 2-2. Only 1 hit with a runner in scoring position tonight for Seattle. They're 1 for 5. Get another chance here. Seager down at second base. Not a big lead. Villar in the shift is right behind him. And the off-speed delivery is swung on and missed and gets him out of there. But a couple of big runs in here in the 7th inning. Do it on 2 hits. Will leave 1 on. Our Ram Do-Ups brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. Seattle on top by 3. Orioles. Cross country, St. Pete. Final stop of this 3-city road trip. Coverage on Masson 2 will begin at 6:30 with those extra. Presented by Ford, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson.
Well, Alex Colomé will come on to pitch. The Orioles saw him on Monday in that 2-1 game. Chance Cisco almost tied it up with a home run, but it went, the foul part of the foul pole. And so again, he's done a nice job. I mean, the average by righties, lefties, I mean, he dominates. I mean, they're only 17 for 102, and 43 of those outs are strikeouts. And went through one of those streaks early on. I mean, when he pitches, they're 34-4, so he's certainly done it. Fastball cutter. Fastball was it was actually a couple of miles slower than we saw down in Tampa, where he had 47 saves last year. But did lead the American League. And we got him along with Span back on May 25th.
So Colomé will work to Tim Beckham. Former teammates. Pitch is taken away. Beckham with the 0 for 3 in the ball game. And Colomé will get the bottom third of the order. Joey Rickard and then Caleb Joseph. Top of the 8th inning. Colomé's 1-0 pitch to him. That'll be grounded right back to him. Beckham retired, 1 away in the 8th.
Yeah, a little cutter, and they are teammates. Was actually a starting pitcher first year in the big leagues back in 2015, at least for 13 starts.
Colomé gets an easy out. Joey Rickard up, a base hit, 1 for 3, 6-game hit streak. He has gone 3 for 10 in this 3-game set against Seattle. And Rickard will take the fastball. It will be in there for a strike from Colomé. Rickard has gone 2 for 3 off this big right-hander. That one he's going to foul straight back, and the count is 0-2. Go Castro up for the Orioles. Armstrong worked an inning out of the bullpen, gave up a hit, had a strikeout for Seattle. Leak, the starter, 2 runs, neither earned, 7 hits, 6 innings. Still their pitcher of record. 0-2 delivery, and he'll get it. Two down, nobody on in the 8th. Colomé with a strikeout.
Yeah, there's a cutter. Just a little other than what Joey's used to. Perfect pitch.
Colomé working in his 7th game against the Orioles. He's given up 3 runs, only 1 earned, 8 hits, and 6 innings pitched against the O's. Actually has a blown save against the Orioles this year. No record. Caleb Joseph will take the pitch. It'll miss up high for a ball. Orioles have seen a lot of Colomé, obviously, with the years he put in Tampa Bay. 3-3 record and 11 out of 13 in saves against the Orioles lifetime. 1-0 pitch to Joseph. 96.
Yeah, and up and in. You can add about 3 to 5 miles per hour. That's why he couldn't get to it. Caleb looking for back-to-back base hits.
1 for 3 in the game, 1 for 6 in the series. 1-1 delivery to him to center. Heredia had just moved over towards right, and he'll get there and put it away. So Colomé comes on, retires the side in order. Bottom of the 8th inning, Castro coming on to pitch. in this series. They have the 5-2 lead.
Yeah, Elvis Presley getting people bouncing around. Miguel Castro working on 4 consecutive scoreless outings. And again, hard thrower. ERA inflated by a couple of 4-run innings, a 5-run inning, and a 3-run innings. But a lot of games for the Orioles, only 23. You can see pretty much you kind of toss a coin whether it's going to be a ground ball or a fly ball. And then when you look at the home runs, they've happened 5 of them in over the last 6 weeks.
Castro has worked against Seattle in the series. In game 1, he worked an inning, a hit, and a walk off him. He will get an opportunity here to try and keep the score where it is with D. Gordon coming up. Gordon a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game. That's his lone hit in the series, as he is 1 for 9. And Castro's first pitch will be a base hit the other way. Had Nunez drawn in, so some room to get it by the third baseman, and he did. And Gordon's got a 2-hit ball game.
You know, so let the track meet continue right here. Yeah, I thought he'd run the other night. He didn't against Miguel. And again, just fastball middle of the plate, able to hit it into left. 30 steals. I would imagine it's at some point going to be a running situation.
Tied for first in the American League in stolen bases. Mitch Haniger, the leadoff batter. Haniger got the home run, 3rd inning, 24th of the year, 17-game hit streak, 1 for 3 and a walk in the ball game. He's had 1 hit in each of the 3 games in this series against the Orioles.
8 out of 11 off of Miguel when they tried to steal.
Pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike. This is the top of the order. Segura waiting on deck. Haniger taking a look down at third. Bullpen action seemingly all night long. And there's the closer, Evan Diaz, the world leader in saves. 0-1 delivery on the way, and a breaking ball that will miss. And Castro evens it up with a ball and a strike. Right 2/3 of an inning, a run on a hit for the Orioles. Gil Martin, no part of an inning, gave up a hit. Meisinger 2/3 of an inning and got a strikeout. 1-1 delivery on the way, and a breaking ball off speed, and the pitch stayed up and inside. 2-ball, 1 strike count. Seattle trying to make it 6 out of 7 on the year against the Orioles. 2-ball, 1 strike count. No attempt to go yet at first. Gordon back to the bag. Hanging around, Diaz the closer, and joined by Cook just in case Seattle gets more runs and it's not a save situation. Then they would go to Ryan Cook. 2-1 delivery. Center fielder Cedric Mullins is there to put it away. Runner stays. Haniger, the first out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Castro gets an out, checking to see who's got second here, and a ground ball back to him to try for 2 with Segura coming up. Segura base hit, 1 for 4. He's had 1 hit in the series, 1 for 13. 3 ground ball outs in this ball game. Ooh, that one bounced right up.
Yeah, right off the left arm.
Caleb's had about enough of this for one night.
Yeah, bicep, left bicep. See him. He never takes his eye off the runner. Right here, finding the ball, looking to see if he's going. Very, very hard to believe that D. Gordon didn't run on that pitch.
Yeah.
You get your primary lead, secondary lead, I mean, your momentum.
Segura 4th in batting average starting the day. Will wait on another throw over to first. His speed has resulted in 34 infield hits. He and Gordon have those numbers
when he runs.
Yeah. He hasn't run tonight. 1-0 count. Chopper. Short. Long throw. Beckham will get him.
Very nice play. You know, you talk about the internal clock, and Tim Beckham, I mean, he knows who's running. He knows that he has to catch and throw. Because he catches the ball, and I mean, again, you know, talk about catching it. Nunez can't get it. Look how quickly he gets rid of it. Accurate throw on the money. And Cini getting to play first base, working on his defense with Bobby Dickerson on Monday. Another nice grab.
Runner at second. There are 2 down. No chance to get Gordon at second base. Here's Cano. 1 for 4 with a double. And Robinson Cano a chance to add to the lead. 10 hits for Seattle. About hit the Orioles 10-8. And Cano will take the pitch for a strike. So Castro trying to work out of it here. Bullpen's given up 1 run. That was charged to right in the 7th inning. The runs off Andrew Kashner, the starter, and the home runs. Haniger, Cruz, and Span. And that pitch at 97, a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Dan, it's not like you can actually pitch around Robinson Cano, because Cruz, you know, the other night they pinch hit for him, but not tonight when he hit that double. So trouble on deck.
1-1 delivery on the way to him, and a breaking ball down and in at 94 with some movement on it. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, I think we see the reason, you know, that his fastball velocity 93 to 97. You see 99 on occasion. It's just the windup. Still trying to sink it all up, trying to get him to stand a little bit taller. Pick the leg up, don't swing it.
2-1 delivery on the way.
A little change up at 87. Now they still may want to pitch to Cruz other than Cano, but it's not a bargain.
1 for 6 tonight, Seattle, in these situations. 9 left on base. Another runner out there at second. D. Gordon, 2 down. 3-1 delivery to him, and it will go on. That'll bring Nelson Cruz to the plate, and that will bring us to our 4th drive of the game.
Yeah, the Orioles take the 2-1 lead. Andrew Kashner trying to get out of the 5th and tries to get a fastball in, and boy, high and deep. Outfielder stop running right about there. Ball sails in there. Home run number 34 ties the game up.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. He has scored twice, driven in a run, been on base 3 times with a homer, double, and a walk. Grounded out his first at bat, the only time the Orioles have been able to get him out of there in the ball game. Cruz 4 RBIs this season against the Orioles. And down the line and right will be foul.
Well, fans lead for it. Good thing it went over their head. A little inside out. You can see the slice effect.
5th in the league and go ahead RBIs. Tonight he got the one that tied it up. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Castro comes inside to him. 2-1, 2 outs, 8th inning. Orioles had a 2-1 lead. At the end of 4 1/2, it disappeared 2/3 of an inning later. The Mariners got a couple and went on top, and they've been ahead since. Came back inside this time on him, fouled off to the seats. home run wise on the season series with the 3 picked up by Seattle tonight. They've out-homered the Orioles 9-8 on the year. That one to first. Great stop made. Mancini will go to the bag. Had a stretch. The ball wasn't hit hard, but he was moved over a bit. He had to go down to come up with this one. Did. Nice. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. So Seattle 3 outs away here in their home ballpark from taking 2 out of 3 in the series. And they'll bring in Mr. Closer.
Yeah, 14 more saves than anybody else. And again, look at that. 115 strikeouts, 66 in the 3rd inning. Of course, we saw that on the other night. 2-1 victory on Monday night, where he struck out the side of the 9th inning. Well, he throws 97, 98, and a slider that just dive bombs. So low numbers across the board. So he's looking for 3 outs, and the Orioles are trying to get him in trouble. Here are the save leaders. So going for number 53.
And Diaz will get the pitch in for a strike. The Orioles do get the top of the order. Cedric Mullins a double, a run scored, 1 for 3.
And we saw the other night he started at 95 and ended up at like 97, 98. Slipped a little bit there.
1 ball, 1 strike count to Mullins.
Frankie Rodriguez, the all-time save leader with 62 back in 2008. Big Pen 57. 1990 and.
2-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken up high. 4 for 4 for Diaz against the Orioles in the save department on the year.
And 27 of the 52 are 1-run saves.
Diaz 5 for 5 lifetime against the Orioles. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Mullins. Getting on here. Try and give the Orioles a chance to bring that potential tying run to the plate. Orioles 2 unearned runs, 5th inning. 3 errors in the inning by Seattle. Will be fouled back. Mullins battling, coming off the 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, if you're with us the other night, actually came through the minor leagues, 3rd round draft choice out of Puerto Rico, and he was a starter. So he got a lot of innings.
And he'll wave at him.
Well, there's a slider 90, so you're trying to hit 97. Couldn't stay back.
Diaz with a strikeout, which he does most of the time, half the time against hitters. Literally.
Yeah, great overhead view of what something off speed. Even if you throw 90, that was a 90 breaking ball, get you out in front.
Striking out 46% of the batters he has faced this year. Here's VR, base hit, reached on an error and scored. 1 for 4 in the ball game. Goes after the 97 pitch and will foul that one back.
Oh, what? Dennis Eckersley won a Cy as a pitcher and an MVP. And then you had Verlander as a starter.
0-1 delivery on the way by Diaz. Another one at 98 this time. None of them DR trying to get on.
Yeah, good numbers, and that was last night. Orioles came from behind, but Diaz wasn't pitching.
Oh-2 delivery on the way and chalk up another one.
Another slider. I tell you what, the best closing act in baseball is usually the latest game when they're home up here in Seattle. Getting an idea why. 98 to get the bat going, and then the slider just drops.
So the Orioles only one more out to try and do something with it. And Cini puts it up in the air to right. Coming in to get it is Haniger, and the ball game is over. So Seattle takes 2 out of 3 as they come away with a win. Leaks the winner 9-9. Cashner the loser 4-14. Diaz the save.